Homemaker Michelle Davis is suing her ex-boyfriend, carpenter Charles Diemenkowski, for an unpaid loan to pay child support.
Yeah, this is case number 219 on the calendar in the matter of Davis versus Diemenkowski. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
What kind of work do you do, sir?
I'm a journeyman carpenter.
According to your complaint, you and the defendant had dated. He got himself arrested for falling behind in his child support. You agreed to bail him out. The bail was $1,100. I don't know if that was the bail or what he owed him back child support. What was it?
It was what was owed.
So she gave you the money to support your child?
Yes.
How old is your child?
She is 7.
Does she live with you?
No, she lives with her parent, or her other parent.
So you paid his portion of his child support so that he could get out of jail, $1,100, with the following arrangement. And the arrangement was that since he didn't have money, he was going to fix your father's roof.
Yes.
Is that right?
That was the agreement, yes, after I got out of jail.
And once you got out of jail, you did not fix her father's roof. And you have what you consider the perfect defense for why you didn't fulfill your end of your obligation. So, sir, Officer Bird and I are all ears.
All right. The main reason why I'm not going to pay her back now, or didn't think that I owed her any money.
Listen, I want you to start this way so that you really don't irritate me. The reason that I believe I have a legitimate defense,
All right.
not the reason I'm not going to pay it back now or never.
All right. The reason I do not believe I need to owe her this amount of money is I get laid off every winter. Well, unemployment only pays a percentage of my child support, so...
Listen to me. Because you're in construction and things got slow and you got laid off, there are other kinds of jobs that you can do if you have a 7-year-old child that you have to support, other than collecting unemployment. You can wait tables, you can wash dishes, you can collect cans. There are a lot of other things that you do. So I have no sympathy for you.
Well,
so get to your defense.
Okay, my defense is afterwards she ended up going out, unbeknownst to me, she found out where my ex-wife lived. And me and my ex-wife, we had a vehicle that was purchased with us together for me to ride back and forth to work when we were married. Well, my ex-wife made an arrangement with me to sign it over into my name, and I was driving it back and forth to work, getting ready to assume payments. Well, before even a month went by, Michelle, she ended up filing a suit against me.
On what date did she bail you out? Did she pay your child
I don't
support?
remember the exact date.
What month?
May 12th.
And on what date did you start to work on her father's roof?
I haven't yet because I was trying to...
Shh. And on what date
not.
did you file this lawsuit?
I believe it was July 3rd.
So between May 12th, when you got out of jail, and July 3rd, you hadn't started working on her father's roof?
No, because I was working at my job.
Who cares?
She made it an explicit comment, don't worry about it, do it when you have time. Exact words out of her mouth.
I still don't hear it. Do you hear a defense anywhere?
Well, inadvertently,
anywhere
she
in
ended up
this
making me
stew,
lose this vehicle, so I ended up missing 8 days of work.
How did she cause you to lose the vehicle?
She went to my ex-wife's house, and my ex-wife became furious, took the vehicle back, and just decided to sell it or do whatever. I
Did you
have
say
documentation
anything?
from my boss
Who
proving that I
cares
missed
whether
8
you
days
lost
of
8
work.
days of work? I don't care whether you should. If you lost 8 days of work, you should have done her father's roof. Then you fulfill your
No
obligation.
vehicle means no transportation to go do a job.
Let me ask you this question, sir. Are you telling me that you stayed in your house for 8 days? You had enough food and water and sustenance, you didn't go out of your house?
Well, pretty much, yeah. I had no vehicle to go nowhere, so that means I did not go anywhere.
Did you call her father and say, I don't have a car, come and pick me up, and I'll come over and do your roof all day?
No, I only talked to Michelle.
You know, you have an excuse for everything. You have an excuse for why you didn't pay child support. You have an excuse for why you didn't fulfill your obligation pursuant to your agreement with her. You have an excuse why you can't get out of bed in the morning.
I get up 4:30 every morning and go to work.
Then if you went to work at your other job, and if you didn't want to go and fix her father's roof, you give her back her $1,100. Let me put it to you this way, sir. Between 5/12 and 7/3, if you didn't go and fix her father's roof, how much did you pay her back each week of the $1,100?
0.
You got my drift.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Michelle Davis says When ex-boyfriend Charles Diemenkowski was arrested for unpaid child support, she helped him out and paid off the debt.
Now listen to me. You know what your problem is? The problem is you made a stupid deal. I wouldn't want him fixing my roof.
I don't want him to fix it.
Well, I know you don't want to, but that was the agreement you made.
Right, because...
Miss Davis, that was the agreement that you made with him. That was very dumb.
I know.
So I have to be able to look at the facts here and say, do I have confidence that if I direct this man to fulfill his obligation to do your father's roof pursuant to your agreement that he's going to do it? And am I going to stand over him with a whip to make sure he does it? The answer is, I'm not going to do that. So I have to find some balance. I have to find some way of making you whole because he's full of baloney. Right? He's got every excuse under the sun. He's a user. Now, you talked about an ex-wife, sir. Is that the person who was the mother of your 7-year-old?
No, she is not.
Do you have a child with that person?
No, I do not.
And that's your only child, I assume?
That is my only child.
Thank God for small favors. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,100. I wouldn't let him fix my roof. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He told me not to call him anymore, and his roommate threatened me.
She only went out for one reason, to go be vindictive to my ex-wife.
This is his ex-wife, and we're friends, and I didn't cause a problem.
She never met my ex-wife before this, ever.
I think he's a user.
Hopefully never see him again, big black wall, that'll be fine.
Just be careful who you trust.
19-year-old makeup artist Sarah Brandland is suing her ex-best friend, 19-year-old Angela Evans, for the return of her makeup case.
All right, this major case is all about a cosmetics case. A whole bunch of makeup. You say that you loaned the cosmetics case to the defendant. It was yours. She won't return it. She says it's her case. And Bird really cares about this. Where's the case?
The case is with me.
I'd like to see it.
Me too.
Oh. Here's the pictures. The pictures are here.
That's all you got? I'll take a look at pictures.
And it's just the one that the arrow's pointing to.
Okay. I assume that this is your business. You either sell or promote or do something with these, because these look like makeup testers. Is that right?
Correct.
Freebies given away by somebody. Tell me how it's yours. Tell me how she got possession of it.
Me and Angie both worked at Macy's, and for a selling drive, sometimes we would be able to get other things in return for selling an amount of products. Angie worked for Lancome. I worked for Shiseido. Scott, the cosmetic manager at Macy's, did give us Lancome cases because we achieved a high amount of
When you said us, what do you mean us? The two of you?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So to be able to actually be able to take out something out of the department, we get an exit pass at Macy's. It's right here. It's the receipt showing that the foundation case and an eyeshadow case was given to me. Here's a picture of an eyeshadow case, and it describes below all the items in the foundation case, which I do still have items of that I didn't actually let her borrow because they were my colors of my skin.
Okay, so let me get this straight. What you're showing me is when you walk out of the store where you work, you have to have something that shows that you're not stealing
Exactly,
anything.
yes.
Okay. And this is showing me that you didn't steal what you walked out with.
Yes.
When was this? August of '02. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And according to this picture, there are some foundations missing, and according to you lent her the foundation kit absent the stuff that you use because you use it, so you didn't want to have that out of your possession. You use it for your own personal use.
Exactly.
Okay, when did you lend it to her?
And around May of 2003, it was for a wedding that she was about to do.
Well, tell me about it.
Me and her were really good friends, and we worked together on different makeup events. And so we always tried to help each other out. And so I let her borrow the foundation case because she didn't actually have a foundation case. She has a blush, lipstick, and other, etc.
When did you ask for it back?
It was actually after the argument that we had. We had a very, very bad argument. It was just kind of like girl, stupid stuff, I guess. And we were at her house when we had the argument. I drove off very mad. And then when I realized that when I drove off that she still had my foundation case, and so I let my boyfriend call her and tell her that I would like that back, and we can also exchange clothes, that me and her sometimes borrowed clothes from each other.
This is the boyfriend?
Yes.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Hans Swanberg.
When did you call Miss Evans?
On the night that they got in a fight.
Do you know what day that was?
Yes, I do. It was May 14th.
And what did you say to Miss Evans when you called her?
Well, I tried to be smooth at first because my goal was to get the makeup case back.
I asked you what you said to her.
I said that I understand that you got in a fight, and I'm sure you guys will get over it because they've had fights in the past and they always get over it. And I said, I understand that you have some items of Sarah's, and I said specifically the makeup case, and she said, yes, I do have that. And then I also said that Sarah has some of your items too, like clothes, and I asked if she wanted to meet to exchange those items because Sarah did not want to go meet her because they had gotten in a fight and she did not want to see her.
And what did Miss Evans say?
She agreed to meet the following day, and I was to call her sometime when I was at work and discuss when we were going to meet that night.
And did you?
I did.
And what happened when you called?
Her friend answered the phone, and she said Angie wasn't available, at which point I heard laughter in the background, a female voice and a male voice, and then they just hung up.
Okay. Is there any other evidence that you want to present
No.
to me? Good. Perfect. Sit down. Now I'll hear you.
Okay. As she said, I worked for Lancome. She worked for Shiseido. We were getting new tester units in, so my manager, whom I have here today, Connie Noel, divided the tester units between myself and another coworker of Lancome. Not Shiseido, because they usually don't cross-sign out products to different people. And so I took them home, and I use them for different events, such as weddings, and I've done like a photo shoot and stuff with them. And basically,
Try looking at me.
I let her borrow the foundation unit.
Tell me how that happened.
Well, she said that she wanted to borrow the unit, and I said, yeah, you can have it for a period of time. I gave the unit to her.
When was this?
That was about a month after I took the units home, around September.
And when did she return the unit to you?
I got it back. She had it for a while.
Yeah.
I got it back the end of April, because I did the wedding in July. It was my cousin's wedding.
You want to say anything to me before I ask her any other questions?
Sure.
Tell me your name.
I'm Connie Noel. As her manager, I professionally dispersed them. She got them put together, and I told her...
What do you mean she got them put together?
Well,
what
we
is
had
that?
them in the back stock area, and I told her to get them together, the ones that she wished to take, and that she should take them up to her car. So she took them out to her car.
Which testers did she take out to her car?
The 5 that are showing on the picture.
And which ones did the plaintiff take?
I didn't give her any.
Why is that?
Well, she doesn't work for Lancome. She worked for Shiseido.
And these are all Lancome products?
Correct.
Interesting. Becomes a little more complicated. Why would they give you Lancome products if you work for Shiseido?
I understand that Scott did give us these units without Connie knowing, actually. I don't think he wanted her to know that Lancome things were going to other people.
Scott worked for you?
He was the general cosmetic manager, so he was my manager also.
He was your manager also?
Yes.
Have a seat.
He didn't work there.
Now it's getting better. So it's like a puzzle. Miss Evans, you got this back in April. Did you continue to be friends and work
yes.
together?
Yeah.
In April?
Mm-hmm. We were friends up until... Can I give you a little briefing?
No.
No.
I just want you to answer my question.
Okay.
Were you friends in April?
Yes.
When she gave you back the tester unit?
Correct. Yep.
Miss Evans, let me tell you what I think your problem is, at least your problem with me. It is clear to me from the photograph that you presented to me that a substantial number of products are missing. Makeup is missing. And if I were going to do a wedding, I would want to make sure that I had all my products with me from the tester, just in case I needed them. You got this tester back in April, and you continued to be her friend in April up until May when you had an argument about something else wholly unrelated to the tester.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
It would be common sense for you to say to her in April, I need all the makeup back just for the purposes of doing the wedding, and then I'll give it back to you if you want it. But there was no discussion about that, Miss Evans.
Well, Actually, what I did is there's a lot of doubles, duplicates of the, like, Ivory Zero is a foundation color. There can be 3 of them in there. And what I did is I took the units to the house and did like a test run on the ladies so that if I needed those products, I could ask her for the products back. I did not realize that they were gone. I honestly didn't.
Listen, I'm not a cosmetician. I realize they're gone.
When you get testers, they're not necessarily all there because they've been on the counters for about 3 years. I mean, people walk by the counters, they steal different. They're not. It's not fully stocked, is what I'm saying. When I took it out, there wasn't every single color in there.
So what you're telling me is these were incomplete testers that already had been used. Is that right?
Correct. They were on the counter for at least 2 years.
At least 2 years.
Uh-huh.
So then my question to you is, why are you people bothering me?
That's my question too.
Quite frankly, I don't necessarily believe you. Her story sounds far more plausible than yours. And I don't think, with all deference to you, that you know what's his name?
Scott.
Scott did with all the testers. There's certainly some credibility that I hear in his voice when he says, I called her and said, let's make an exchange. She has some of your clothes and you have the tester. So I don't necessarily believe you. Do you understand? But that doesn't mean that you're entitled to $850 because you didn't spend $850. You got the makeup that you use out of the tester, is that right?
Yes.
Are you just here because you're angry with her?
No, because I would have dropped this whole thing a long time ago. It's been a lot of drama for like 2 months.
Listen to me. We're not talking about an item that you spent any money for. We're talking about something that's now at least 3 years old, that a whole bunch of people have put all over their skin, right? Because it's been out in a department store that has absolutely no value. So the $850 that you're suing for, forget it. Do you understand? All right?
The items,
so tell me what the drama is.
half the items have not been used in those cases. So when I do wedding...
Is that the drama that we're talking about? Is that what you want me to become exercised about?
No.
She used to be a friend. She's not your friend anymore. This amounts to nothing. You have to grow up. How old are you?
19.
You still working at Macy's?
No.
Where are you working?
I'm a freelance artist right now.
Doing what?
Just doing makeup events for special events and stuff like that.
Okay. And I assume that you have your own kit.
Since this, I do have to buy new foundations because half of them have been used, have been lost.
Well, if I were you and if I were doing makeup for a lot of different people, I would like nice new makeup anyway, not makeup that's 3 years old, right?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She just wants to stay in my life, and I'm glad now that we can drop it.
She threatened to beat me up.
I'll probably never have to talk to her again. I really respect Judge Judy's decision.
Angie's a compulsive liar. I'm glad she was finally exposed.
There's just a lot of anger in her.
I'm just glad that this whole thing is over.
She wants to do things that'll make me angry and that'll kind of get to me.
Just move on with my life. It's not, I'm just going to get over it.
Yvette Davis is suing contractor Douglas Peach for breach of contract and for damages resulting from work done to her home. Yvette says debris left in her backyard caused her to slip and fall. Douglas is countersuing, claiming Yvette breached their contract.
All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Yeah, this is case number 356 on the calendar in the matter of Davis versus Peach. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Davis, according to what I read, you hired Mr. Peach to do some cement work at your house. And it is your claim that he was discharged by you for cause, and that when he left a whole pile of debris there, which caused you to fall, which caused you to injure yourself, and you want him to pay for all of your medical bills, your pain and suffering as a result of falling on your own property.
Yes.
Mr. Peach says that he was discharged for no reason. He's counterclaiming for breach of contract. So first I'd like to see the contract, and then I'd like to see a picture of your house.
Okay. Your Honor, I did not get a contract. I got an invoice. That's all I ever got. I never got the contract. I asked him for it repeatedly.
You have a copy of the contract, sir.
But I never got a contract.
So
I will give you what he gave me. I'm sorry.
Pictures?
Sure. Pictures.
All right. What were you supposed to do, Mr. Peach?
It started out that I was supposed to put in a concrete sidewalk, and it evolved from putting in a patio to grading to moving debris from her backyard to build a gravel type of thing to keep the water from coming into her backyard.
Okay. When did you first go there and give her an estimate?
Well, the first time she called us to come at 10 o'clock to give her an estimate. I arrived
10 o'clock on what date, sir?
the 16th of July. Well, when I got there, she says, you're a half hour early, and she scolded me for being a half hour early. I apologized that I was there early, and she showed me what was to be done.
Did you negotiate a price with her?
Yeah.
What was the price?
The initial price was $1,600 to put in the concrete.
So far, is that correct?
No, ma'am.
All right. What was the price that you...
$1,200 for 80 feet of sidewalk.
Now, Miss Davis, why didn't you get this quote from him, $1,200 for 80 feet of sidewalk, in a contract?
I repeatedly asked him for that. And I said, when you come back...
Not repeatedly. You didn't have to repeat
Well,
it.
that time, I asked him the first day.
Listen to me.
When I say repeat... Shh. Okay, I'm sorry.
He came on the 16th. He told you $1,200 for 80 feet. You said, when you come back with the materials, I accept your price. You bring me a contract. You bring me a proof of insurance. When did he come back?
He came back that afternoon.
Okay, what did he come back with?
He came back with a crew, one guy.
Well, a crew, that's a mini crew.
A mini crew.
That's a mini crew.
A mini crew. He
came back with a mini crew, one person, and he had materials.
No, he did not have materials.
What did he have?
He didn't have anything but himself and this one person, this one crew member.
So?
And Mr. Peach, where is the legal papers? And he said, I don't have them. I was at another site. I will get them for you this afternoon. And I said, I won't. He said, can we start the work? I will only allow you to start the work if I will get these papers. He said, I promise you. I want to start the work, and then this afternoon, when I leave my other site, I will bring those papers. So he left this one crew member there.
He left one person there.
He only had one, who started breaking up my 80 feet of sidewalk. Mr. Peach never returned that afternoon. The next morning, Mr. Peach came. He said, I need to have half down. At that time, it was $1,200. I said, fine, but that's only with the promise of this.
I gotcha.
Okay.
So you gave him $600.
I gave him $700, and I have proof of the canceled check.
Okay.
Because I added the patio to the job, which now was $150.
How big a patio?
It's I think it's 12 by 14. I have the
12 by 14 for $100?
$150. This is what he quoted. On that invoice, we added the patio for $150. So now the bill is $1,350. So I wrote a $700 half down, which is his requirement, check. And the work continued. And they finished it. They tore it all out and finished that part. All right, now that was on Thursday. On Friday morning, Mr. Peach came, and he had a flatbed on his truck. He loaded up his Bobcat. They were in the alley. I ran out, and I said, Mr. Peach, legal papers, contract, I want it now. I'll be right back. I had to drop this off to another site. Mr. Peach never came back, ever.
Okay, now I'm hearing you, sir.
The first day, she ordered the job done. I brought one crew, one member. He ripped out the sidewalk. He put it into a pile. We hauled it away that following morning. Okay, and then she said we could only work her hours. And that was at 10 o'clock. And I thought, well, okay, this is okay. I'll try. I understand she's a single woman, and she didn't want nobody on her property as long as she was there. Okay, then she wanted to add the patio, and I said that'd be another $1,150.
Who wrote this out?
He did.
I did.
It says patio, $150.
No, it should be $1,150.
Well, that's not what you wrote
I'm
here,
sorry.
sir.
I made a mistake.
Mr.
He's
Peach,
lying.
Mr. Peach, do you understand the problem? I
Yes.
mean, $150 is sort of ridiculous to
Yes,
do a whole
it is.
patio. That's why I looked at her and I said, was she crazy? $150 to do a patio is stupid. You know, that's
Should be
clearly a
$1,150.
mistake.
I
It should
didn't
be
think it was going to come
$1,150.
to court.
Well, listen to me, sir. This is your contract. You
Yes.
wrote it out for want of. You acknowledge you wrote this out. It says patio, $150.
Yes, I realize that. Anyway, so then she calls me up and says she cannot work today because she was not going to be there. But I came out anyway, and she was there. But we could only work basically about a half hour, 45 minutes, because she was going to leave.
He's lying.
So,
Shh. Don't speak. Go ahead.
so We continued working. And then I asked her, I said, now, do you want me to remove this debris? And she said yes. And every time I would leave to get material, she would have this other guy, one of my workers, doing work for her. And I'd come back, and I'd say, well, how come this...
I told you not to speak.
I said, you know, I can't work like this. Every time I leave him here, he's supposed to be doing his job forming up for the concrete. I cannot work if you start telling these people what to do. I said, there's only one boss on the job, and that's me. She became dissatisfied and told us to leave.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Yvette Davis is suing contractor Douglas Peach for breach of contract and for damages resulting from work done to her home. Douglas is countersuing, claiming Yvette breached their contract.
Did she ask you for a contract, sir, and for proof of insurance?
Yes, she did, and I showed her my contract and my proof of insurance.
Well, just show me the contract.
I don't have it. I didn't think to bring it.
You have a counterclaim for breach of contract, and you didn't think to bring the contract?
Well, I didn't think she was going to sue me.
Mr. Peach, do you have a drinking problem?
No, I don't.
No, I'm serious with you.
No,
I don't. That's not a joke.
I don't.
Because if you're a business and you've been in business a while?
Yes.
You've been in business for a while, sir. And if what you're telling me is that you're an intelligent man, and if you're telling me that you didn't think it was important to bring a contract that you say you have to court, I think something's wrong. Something's not wrapped too tight up here. You're missing something. Do you understand?
I understand very
All right. Now, Miss Davis, now we're going to get to you. What are you suing him for?
It's threefold. Breach of contract. I did stop the work, at least when they came back on the 18th of July. I would not allow any work to continue because there was no contract. On the 24th of July, he came out. We actually wrote it up. I wrote down everything that I needed to have done.
Can I see it, please?
And this is where he quoted me $1,600. And I said, Mr. Peach, when will you come back and continue the work? He said, I will come back on Monday. Monday came, and no one showed up. I haven't been able to reach him or seen him.
Mm-hmm. Did you have somebody else finish the backyard?
Yes, I hired someone in September. I have all of that.
Good.
Can
I see what you did in September? Shh, just show it to me.
Okay, let me.
So somebody else came and finished the job.
I hired another contractor, canceled checks, and the whole bill, the whole contract is there. I'm sorry.
According to you, Mr. Peach gave you a quote for the same job that you ultimately had done. Mr. Peach's quote was $1,600.
Right.
You paid somebody else almost $4,000.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes. I would have paid Mr. Peach that amount had he quoted that and drawn it up in the contract. I would have paid that.
Is there anything else you're suing him for?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
I could not walk through the sidewalk area because it was so debris with broken up rock. So I had to walk through the center of my backyard that has all of that pile up of dirts and broken cement. That area in my yard is not lighted. And I fell 4 times at night coming in from concert one night, dinner. The 4th fall, I fell on my ulnar nerve, and I have a damaged nerve in this hand. So for a month and a half, I have been dropping hot pans of water and grease.
It's not his fault.
I know, but I'm saying I have a damaged...
It's not his fault.
I have a damaged nerve because of the fall.
It's not his fault.
But he left all that debris in my yard.
Not his fault.
And he drug out all the rocks.
Not his fault. What's the nature of your medical...
I'm suffering.
I'm speaking. What's the nature of your disability while you are not working?
I became very ill in October 1996 with necrotized and pancreatitis, and I spent 4.5 years in the hospital dying. And I am recovering from all of the surgeries.
So you haven't worked since 1996?
I haven't worked since October 96.
Okay, fine.
So I was always available when Mr. Peach could come out and work.
Miss Davis,
I wanted to start.
Miss Davis, listen to me. You're not an unintelligent woman. And if you knew a job was worth $4,000, and somebody says that they're going to do it for you for $1,600, a red flag ought to go off in your head and say, something's wrong here. Either this man is drinking something, smoking something, or is not wrapped too tight. But he's certainly not going to work in my house because this job is not a $1,600 job. This job is thousands. So there's something wrong. I could understand why you wanted to have a contract. But having a contract with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, who comes out for an estimate, gives you an estimate that you know is wrong, that you know is wrong.
Well, I don't.
That you, sure you do. That you know as a homeowner is wrong. And you say to him, sure, come on back and start this afternoon. Let's get it going. So I blame you because you are an intelligent woman and you should have known this was a big mistake. So my only question is, since you do not really have a contract with him, I have to make a determination whether you are entitled to any portion of your $700 back. You did, in fact, give him $700.
Yes, I did.
He did, in fact, work there for at least 2 days. So he gets 2 days' pay. The only 2 days' pay he's going to get is the $700 he's already got. Do you understand,
yes,
sir?
I do.
You have a counterclaim for breach of contract. According to you, you had no contract.
No.
So you can't sue her for breach of contract.
Didn't know that.
So your $4,000 claim for a breach of contract is over. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. And it's unfortunate that you fell in your backyard, madam. If you fell in your backyard and if you weren't careful, then that's your problem. He's not responsible for that.
Careful.
All right. $700 is what you paid. $700 is what he's entitled to. I don't know what else you want back.
I'd like to have my nerve back.
Well, I can't give that to you. You should have been more careful. That's all. Case is over.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Next time when I do a job for a lady,
I paid out $700
I'll write up a contract,
for the work that this crew did.
show her everything that I have before.
I'll check the Attorney General and
This is the first time anything ever happened like this.
anyone else that I can find to find shysters like this.
Nurse Pam Russell is suing her ex-boyfriend, Charles D. Tate, for the return of a hot tub and a Doughboy pool. Charles says both items were gifts.
Miss Russell, you moved in with Mr. Tate, and you lived with him at his home for about 5 months, according to what I read. You had your own home at the time, which you were in the process of selling. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When you moved in with him, you did, in fact, sell your home, and you had in your home a pool and a hot tub, which you brought to Mr. Tate's home with his permission.
Correct.
And I gather that in order to install this pool and hot tub, there were some trees that were cut down. Is that right, Mr. Tate?
Yes, ma'am.
To make a long story short, the backyard was modified to accommodate the pool and hot tub. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you weren't getting along. Mr. Tate told you to leave. You left. You want your pool, your hot tub back, and you want expenses that you incurred, according to you, while you were living with him to sort of improve his house.
That's correct.
Let me see pictures of the backyard where the pool and the hot tub are. Miss Russell, when you brought this pool and hot tub over, what did you say to him?
I told him that I was putting my house up for sale and that, you know, if he wanted to, we would bring my pool and hot tub to his home and have it there to enjoy. Now, he referred to his home also as my home during that time.
Ma'am, she gave us this.
Shh. I didn't ask. Did you hear me ask you a question?
No, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Now, also, I helped him prepare this land, you know, as far as help him with it, help him with the trees, help him put the pool
I'm
up.
going to ask you, how many trees were cut down?
3.
We also had to do a bunch of bobcat work, dirt moving, whatever you want to call it, landscaping, surveying to get this pool in here level also.
Is that right?
That's right.
Now, what kind of expenses do you think you are entitled to be reimbursed for?
While I lived there, I had expenses on like painting the house inside. We remodeled the bathroom. I had a few things.
Ma'am, the whole time
Shh. What were those things?
Bathroom fixtures, paint, things for the outside. A
So
garden.
what makes you think, Miss Russell, that you are entitled to be compensated for that?
Well, I mean, after I got everything, you know, the pool, the hot tub there, and I got everything there, then, of course, he gets mad at me one day and just kicks me out.
You brought the pool over in anticipation, I assume, of you living there together as a unit. Is that right?
That's right.
And you think that you're entitled to take it.
That's right.
You are not. If this was something that did not become part of the property and there were no alterations in the property, you want to take it, take it. But once he modifies it and he modifies his home, you don't get to take it back, nor do you get the value of it. Do you understand?
But the hot tub was just brought in, set down. It was never hooked up, no land preparation for the hot tub. So the hot tub was not in use.
Is that right, sir?
Well, we actually did get it hooked up, but we never did get to use it.
Okay, you don't mind if she takes the hot tub if she wants it, do you?
No, ma'am.
Great, you can come pick up the hot tub. When do you want to go pick up the hot tub?
As soon as I can go get it.
5 days from today, she has to make arrangements. If she doesn't come 5 days from today, she loses the right to do it. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have a place to put it and somebody to pick it up 5 days from today's date. I'll prepare an order. Next, so things that you purchased for the house, you don't get reimbursed for. This was not a loan that you made to him. These were improvements that you contributed to while you were living in the house in anticipation that you were going to stay there. But you don't get compensated for that if it doesn't work out. That's why people get married. You see, if you get married and you make improvements to a house, then you have some vested interest in it because the law recognizes the state of marriage. The law does not recognize the state of living together or almost married or doing a test run. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a case, Miss Russell. Sorry. We'll prepare the order with regard to the hot tub. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just felt like I was used.
I think she was angry because I asked her to leave.
We got into an argument, and he left the house. He wouldn't talk about it.
We'd been having problems for a while.
Tried to talk to him about it, and he didn't want to talk.
It just wasn't working, so I decided it'd be best to stop it there.
I thought, best place to handle it would be in court.
People give you things, they shouldn't take them back to begin with.
But facilitator Cleve Ransom is suing his former employer, tree service owner Kevin McCaffrey, for unpaid wages and for slander.
This is case number 270 on the calendar in the matter of Ransom versus McCaffrey. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Ransom, it is your claim that the defendant owes you some money for work that you did in his landscaping business?
Yes, you're right, Your Honor.
You were a day worker for him?
Yes, I was.
How long did you work for him? From when to when?
Total of 3 weeks.
And how much were you supposed to be paid?
I was supposed to be paid $9 an hour.
How much money do you claim he owes you?
He owes me for 39 hours plus $25 that he didn't pay me from the previous week.
Okay. Then you also say that when you tried to collect the money, Mr. McCaffrey called the house where you were living, and you're living in a clean and sober home environment?
Yes, I am.
You formerly had a drug or alcohol problem?
Yes, I did.
What kind of problem was it?
It was a cocaine problem, Your Honor, and at the time I felt that I needed help. I was clean and sober at the time that I did put myself into the program, and because I want to stay clean. And so,
how long had you been there?
I've been there now a total of 3.5 months.
How long were you there when you went to work for Mr. McCaffrey?
I was there for about a month and a half.
And it is your claim that when you tried to collect this money that you claim Mr. McCaffrey owes you, Mr. McCaffrey called the home where you were living and spoke to the director there and slandered you.
He did that.
Okay. Mr. McCaffrey says the following, that he paid you everything that he owed you, and he's kept a record of that, and that he never slandered you to anybody. Is that right, sir?
Your Honor, he is owed money. I have a check for his final pay.
Okay.
And I called to get an address to mail the check.
So that was the only phone call you made, just to get an address where to send the check, and you made no other statements to anyone about the plaintiff?
I did make a statement about the plaintiff to be aware that he, on the job, he had shown me photographs of a pornographic nature and asked me to be involved in matters which I didn't want to be involved in sexual nature. And,
well, why don't you be more specific? He showed you photographs. Sir, what kind of photographs did he show you?
Nude photographs in compromising sexual positions of himself in various...
Of himself?
Yes.
With other people?
Yes, ma'am.
Men or women?
Women.
And what kind of a proposition did he make to you, sir, when he showed you these photographs?
Said, this is my portfolio if you're interested.
This is my portfolio if you're interested. What did you think he meant by that?
I presume that you wanted to involve me in things of a sexual nature, and I was not interested.
Well, these pictures didn't show Mr. Ransom with other men. It showed him with women.
Correct.
So what did you think he wanted you to do? He said, this is my portfolio if you're interested. I'm serious.
I'm absolutely serious, too. I don't know what his entire intent was, and he didn't explain that, but I know it's something I didn't want to get involved in.
Mr. Ransom.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever show him any photographs that were funny?
No, ma'am, I have not.
And you have a check for how much for him, Mr. McCaffrey?
I have a check for $25.
What about the 39 hours that he claims you owe him?
Some of those, I have a journal which I kept, and I did pay him in cash. I wanted to pay in check. He insisted on having cash. I did pay what cash I could. There are some days that he claimed that he worked that we didn't work because the dump wasn't open. I'm in dispute with his record keeping.
All right, let me see his record keeping. Let me see the records of when you say you worked, sir.
The dates are here, Your Honor. They're documented down here.
I see where he says he worked 12 hours on August 11th, 9 hours on August 10th, 9 hours on August.
I have flagged the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, which was a Sunday, and there's no dump open, and the 11th right here in my journal.
Okay. And that was the 11th was his last day of work?
No, I don't think so. It could have been the 12th, but he left early that day, and there was an argument that day, and he took the bus home. Left, right. The last record I have of a cash payment was on the 11th.
Well, if you listen to me, Mr. McCaffrey, you say you kept accurate records of these cash payments. Now you tell me that you had an argument with him on the 12th. The 11th couldn't have been his last day because you didn't pay him on the day that you had the argument with him when he left. So that couldn't have been the 11th because the 11th you said you paid him, according to your note to yourself, in cash.
I agree, absolutely. That's the last time, but I can't say for sure if the Tuesday was the last day or if there was a day lapse in between that because I don't have any entries after that.
So clearly there was several hours that he did work for you that are unaccounted for in your journal.
Right. Right. They could
Well,
be.
how many hours? Was it 8 hours? Was it 7 hours?
No, he showed up in the morning and I showed up later with another fella and another friend of mine. This would have been about 10 or 11 o'clock. And I came to find there was a broken chainsaw on the job. I asked who did it, and that's where our argument ensued.
Okay. Mr. Ransom.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's move away from the hourly work that you say you're entitled to. I think that it's probably someplace in between. All right. Your primary accusation is for this slander that you say. Do you have any witnesses to this slander,
Yes,
sir?
yes, Your Honor. I do have the assistant directors here.
What's that person's name?
Carol Martinez.
Ms. Martinez?
Yes, she is the person that received the call.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Ransom says his former employer, Kevin McCaffrey, is withholding his wages. Cleve also claims that Kevin slandered him to his counselor at a sober living house.
Ms. Martinez, did there come a time when you received a call from Mr. McCaffrey wanting to know the address of the home that you direct?
Yes, ma'am. I received a call on the morning of August 18th. The gentleman on the phone, at first he didn't identify himself. He asked me for the address to our facility. I then inquired to why do you need our address, because I not only have male clients, or I have women clients there. He stated to me that he was Cleve Ransom's former boss and that he had mailed a check prior, the week prior, and Mr. Ransom claimed he never got it, and that he wanted to send a check to our facility for Mr. Ransom certified mail. So I gave him the address, and before I could hang up, he asked me, do you do room searches there? And I said, sir, why would you inquire about room searches? He said, well, Mr. Ransom brought sexual explicit pictures to work of all your female clients and all different sexual positions, and I wanted you to be aware that that is going on in your facility. I said, that is not going on in my facility, and we would never tolerate any sexual misconduct. And then he said, well, do you do drug testing? And I inquired again as to why would you ask me about drug testing? He said, well, Mr. Ransom showed up under the influence of drugs. He brought drugs to work. He tried to get me involved in his drug lord thing, and he continued on and on. I left my office with a cordless phone and walked out of my office. My office is there at the facility, and walked upstairs, and I rang Mr. Ransom's doorbell. And when he opened it, I pushed my speakerphone on the thing. He continued for about another minute and a half, telling me how he's a manipulator, a con artist, that he's not fit to be in society, that I need to be careful of what he's doing to our females. And so I ended the conversation, I then contacted the executive director who was out of town, and I said to her, you know, I got this phone conversation. What do I do about it? She said that I needed to place Mr. Ransom on a 2-week total restriction to the facility, and that I needed to conduct a complete room search, drug testing. I needed to interview some of our long-term clients that have been there, our female clients that have been there for a while. So I did that. Mr. Ransom was placed on a total restriction. I conducted drug test, a random drug test on him, 6 to be exact, during that 2-week period. And I did a complete room search of his room 3 different occasions. I never found any photographs. He passed every single drug test, and Mr. Ransom never received anything certified mail from Mr. McCaffrey.
Do you want to respond further with regard to Ms. Martinez's statement about the extent of your conversation with her?
The validity of the statement, yes, it's false. It's primarily false as far as going on for an hour and a half. I did
You shouldn't say you went on for an hour.
Or a minute, I'm sorry, a minute and a half. And I did warn her of the pictures that he had brought to work and the nature of his activity at work, which I thought
Which was what?
Was inappropriate. Pornographic photos.
I'm asking you, sir, about the drug testing.
Oh, drug testing. I have no clue what she's talking about drug testing, and I can respond.
Did you ever say to her that he's a lowlife and he shouldn't be in society?
Absolutely not.
Did he say that to you?
Yes, ma'am, and when I had it on speakerphone, and Mr. Ransom heard it also.
She says you made those statements. I don't see that she has any particular axe to grind, sir. I also question the validity of part of your defense, because you said to me that the reason you had an argument with the plaintiff was because you were asked who broke a chainsaw. That resulted in an altercation with Mr. Ransom, and he left. That's what you said caused all the problems. Whereas in your sworn answer to his complaint, you say that the reason that he became angry is because you insisted on paying him by check and he wanted to be paid in cash, that he became abusive and walked off the job. So you couldn't even get your story straight between your answer and today. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, $2,700. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor. Parties are excused. You may step out.
Some of his work was very good. I was also satisfied with the fact that we were very friendly at one point. I did buy him 2 pair of boots. I did buy him lunches. I was as friendly as I could afford to be.
He actually wanted to get me booted out of the program from the beginning.
Why would you show someone pornographic photographs unless you're interested in getting him involved in that type of lifestyle, which I want no part of?
Went out the door when he started just yelling, "I'm not a kid. I'm old enough to be his father." And he don't respect that.
We all live with the consequences of what we do, and we all know what the real truth is in our lives.
Thank Judge Judy for justice.
Philip and Heather Greenwood are suing Gary and Berland Crutchley and their daughter, 15-year-old Noelle. Heather claims Noelle damaged her car with a basketball.
Noelle, you were playing basketball with a friend, is that right?
Yes.
What's your friend's name?
Blair Cooney.
Is that this young lady right here?
Yes, ma'am.
And where were you playing basketball?
At my friend Blair's house.
Tell me what happened. Tell me how it came about that the basketball that you had in your hands ended up breaking her car mirror.
Well, I was playing basketball with my friend Blair, and...
Now listen to me. Before you start, Noelle, I want to tell you, I don't care what you've told your mother. I don't care what you've told your father. I don't care what you told your friends. Okay? Now you're going to tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
So just forget anything that you told them in the past. Put it out of your mind.
Okay.
Now you're telling me.
Well, I was saying that I was playing basketball with my friend Blair, and I saw a car coming. So I thought I had time because there's a stop sign, and usually when there's a stop sign, you stop. So I shot the basket when the car was coming to the stop sign, but she did not stop at the stop sign. She proceeded, and then I went to the basket to get the ball when after I shot it, but then instead of slowing down, she accelerated the car, and the ball hit the bottom of the curb and then bounced up and hit the car window. And then she stopped and got out of her car, and the first thing she said to me was, and slammed her door. And it really upset me when she said that, and she was yelling.
That's terrible. Quiet. Let me hear.
I was driving down the street not far from our house, and I came up to a stop sign, and I see Noelle and her friend playing about 100 feet from the stop sign. And I myself have a 2-year-old daughter in the car with me. And when I saw the girls, I stopped at the stop sign, noticed where they were at, and made my left-hand turn. And all of a sudden, this ball just comes crashing into my mirror breaking the mirror. So I stop the car, put it in park, walk around the car, pick up the mirror, and I tell Noelle, I say, maybe you should be more careful about playing in the street.
Well, I'm sure that it was a little more angry than that. Right?
Well, when the ball hit my car.
Right?
Maybe a little bit.
Uh-huh. Okay. Noelle, what you just gave me was a whole lot of who shot John. That means I don't believe you. How old are you?
I'm 15.
15. Do you babysit?
Not mostly, but sometimes I do, yes.
Well, good. You should start to babysit because your parents have to take care of this mirror. I mean, it's a mirror. It's not a big deal. What?
I'd just like to say that she, numerous amount of times, said that I kicked the ball at the car. And then when she got out of the car,
you did.
Shh. And then when I got out of the car, it's one of those swivel mirrors, so it swiveled in when the ball hit it, and the mirror popped out. It did not break. It popped out. And when she got out of the car, she was jamming it in, trying to fix it, but she could have done more damage by jamming it in like that. And
So
she
it was her fault?
No, I'm not.
Is that what you're telling me?
No.
It's her fault. What do you want to say, sir?
When children are playing in the street, wouldn't someone slow down to try and make sure that something like this didn't happen so that
Listen
the
to
kids
me.
weren't endangered?
Listen to me. Your daughter wasn't in danger. Your daughter wasn't in danger.
What happens if the ball hit the
Listen to
curb
me.
and bounced up?
What if? What if when I was born, my parents had been taller? I would have been taller. Don't give me a what if. What if is your 15-year-old daughter, who is almost as tall as you are, was playing ball with her friend and wasn't careful, and because she wasn't careful, the ball hit the plaintiff's car. Now, hit the plaintiff's car, and it could have spooked her. She had a 2-year-old in the car. She could have hit your daughter. She could have hit your daughter. I'm speaking.
Playing.
She could have hit your daughter's friend. But that's not what happened. You want to stand up? Stand up. See? No, sir. I'm not finished with you. See these two girls? See these two girls? They're both taller than I am. So they may be 15 years old, but they're not babies. Don't treat them like babies. Your daughter made a mistake. It's not a big mistake.
Well, that's the way I felt. It wasn't
not a big mistake, but she caused the damage. She's old enough to pay for it.
We never saw a bill. We never once saw anything that proved that this mirror was broken other than it fell off.
Just a second, Mr. Crutchley. When she first called you and you said you'd get back to her, did you then, you or your wife, tell her you lost her number?
No.
Who told you they lost your phone number? He did. And did you get right back to her?
No, I did not.
Well, is that acting responsibly, sir?
I didn't know what to do. I was trying to figure out what should be done. It wasn't clear-cut to me. It wasn't black and white.
So then why don't you say to her, it's really not clear-cut to me?
That's what I said.
No, it's really not. Can we get together? You're a neighbor. You live close by. I mean, we live in the same neighborhood. Let's see what happened. Or did you just sort of put her off?
I put her off.
Right. That's why she got annoyed. Because you put her off. Because what you should have done, sir, put your hand down. Because you think your parents may believe this crap story that you gave them. I do not. I do not believe that she failed to stop at a stop sign. I do not believe that she saw you and accelerated trying to hit you. Believe me, she didn't want to hit you. She didn't want to damage her car. Now, can I see what it cost you to fix the car, please?
$33, I believe. These are the 2 receipts for the part and the installation.
$229.23, I believe, Your Honor.
Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $229.23. Thank you. That's all. Step out.
I just feel that we were right in this case and that we shouldn't have lost, and obviously the judge felt the same way.
Well, I felt that my daughter...
Administrative assistant Elizabeth Ramos is suing her ex-boyfriend, salesman Chad Lowry, for child support.
All rise. This is case number 332 on the calendar in the matter of Ramos versus Lowry. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Ms. Ramos, Mr. Lowry is your former boyfriend. You also have a child together.
Yes.
Your claim is that he owes you for some child support and also for some old loans before you separated.
Yes.
Mr. Lowry says that he doesn't owe you anything and you should really just move on. So I have some questions for you, because I do have a question about this back child support. According to your complaint, you had made an arrangement with Mr. Lowry, and he was paying a certain amount in child support. How much were you paying, sir?
For the first, I believe it was 2 months or 3 months, it was $800. That was for child support and whatever I owed her, and...
Whatever you owed her for what?
For the phone bill, that was pretty much it. And then I dropped it down to $600. And then I was gonna lose my job.
Why were you losing your job?
Because I was relocating.
So it was voluntary. You weren't going to lose your job. You were quitting.
Yeah.
Why were you hesitating? I mean,
Well,
I want to know
because,
whether you got let go, or either you were fired, the company went out of business, or you decided that you wanted another career opportunity.
I would just work, exactly. I wanted another career opportunity.
What kind of work had you been doing?
Sales.
Okay. Then what kind of job were you going to?
Sales.
Same job, different jurisdiction?
Exactly.
Okay. How long were you out of work?
2.5 months.
Why were you out of work so long?
Because I was getting everything situated down here so I could move up to Vegas and whatnot, and so...
Well, just a second. I don't understand, sir. Why did it take you 2.5 months to do that?
Things were going on with the company that I was working for that was hurting me, so I voluntarily left that job.
How was it voluntarily hurting you?
It wasn't the job for me, pretty much, you know, so I stopped working there.
So you stopped working
Yes.
voluntarily. Now, at the time you stopped working voluntarily for these 2 months, how much had you been immediately preceding that giving Miss Ramos for your son?
I was giving her up to $600 a month.
How much?
$475 right before he
1 month before.
Oh, it's fine. This is going to work to your favor.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
exactly.
I wouldn't argue with her.
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying I
Fine.
knew I was going to lose my job. Then I had asked her, look, instead of taking Dominic to the babysitter, since I'm not going to be working, I'll be able to help you out a lot more during the daytime while she's working, take care of my son, see him every day.
No, Mr. Lowry. That's all very nice. You have responsibility. You can't take
Exactly.
you can't take a 2-month vacation from your job.
I wasn't.
You can't.
taking
Yes, you were. You would take a 2-month vacation. All right. And then what happened is you went to the family court, and you got a support order against Mr. Lowry, and they said for the 2 months that he didn't give you any money.
It was a little more than 2 months, I'm sorry.
How many months?
It was from April to August.
He didn't give you any money in April?
No money April, no money May, no money June, no money July, no money August.
5 months. Well, what took you 5 months?
Well, I was asking her if I could, instead of giving her $600 or $475 a month, since I'm not working, can I work it out some other way, like taking care of him instead of having the babysitter take care of him?
You already said that, and I already said to you that was the 2 months that you weren't working, Mr. Lowry.
Yeah, but it wasn't allowed to me.
Shh, listen to me. She was right. You don't take a vacation for 2 months and say, I'll babysit. Child has a routine. Child goes to a babysitter, goes to a daycare facility, goes to something else. As a parent, you could do that. You can take 2 months off. I don't care if you take off from today until next Tisha B'Av.
Exactly.
As long as you don't have children to support. When you have children to support, you don't say, I'm going to take a 2-month vacation.
And I wanted to support my child.
Then you shouldn't have quit your job. Listen to me.
physically.
Then you shouldn't have quit your job. Then you support. And you visit on weekends. Go when
I
you're on
wanted
vacation.
to do it every day during
That's too bad. That's what comes under the category of too bad. What I want to know is, once you got to Las Vegas and you started to work, because you said you were only out of work 2.5 months, why didn't you start to send her money?
Well, I've just started working in Las Vegas September 23rd.
You said you were only out of work 2.5 months. She says you didn't pay her for 5 months.
Okay, I'd asked her, look, you know what, is there any way that we could work on this? So instead of paying you the money, can I take care of my son?
I've already addressed that, sir. I asked
know,
you what happened when you went to work in Las Vegas. Why didn't you send her
It just started. I just started in Las Vegas September 23rd.
She says there was a 5-month period when you didn't send her child support, Mr. Lowry.
I was trying to get to that, but
understanding
you're
English?
interrupting me. I was trying to get to that, but you're not letting me finish.
I've gotten past babysitting for 2 months. Why didn't you send her money for 5 months?
I was trying to get to that.
Get to it.
I had asked her if I could please kind of do something else other than the money situation, because I wasn't going to have the money to support the child. I was volunteering to help any way that I could possibly do it. She didn't accept it. So I told her, if you want to do it by yourself, do it by yourself. If I have no say-so in the matter, do it by yourself. I'm still his dad, right? I'm still my father. I mean, my baby's dad. I believe if I'm not working...
What you're explaining to me, sir, because she refused your gracious offer to quit your job and babysit during the day for 2 months while you were making this transition, you didn't pay her support for the 5 months until she took you to court. Is that what you're telling me?
I didn't talk to her, yeah. I didn't talk to her for 5 months after that. Because I had told her if she wants to do it by herself,
Larry, I don't
want
to hear you anymore. I don't want to hear you anymore. Sales is perfect for you. Maybe some people buy it. Not in this pew.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Ramos says ex-boyfriend Chad Lowry owes for unpaid child support. Chad says he's been in between jobs.
You think that your $475 a month covers a child's expenses?
That's why I was giving her $800, $600.
No, you stopped giving her $800, $600.
And then it broke, yeah, because I couldn't afford it, that's why.
Listen to me. I don't give a rat's behind what you can afford. What I asked you was, do you think $475 a month covers a child's expenses?
No.
Food, clothing, medical, insurance, rent, daycare, babysitting while she works. You think?
I'm well aware of that.
You think that it covers that?
No.
No, of course not. So what you were doing was paying a portion.
Ask her what she was paying.
I'm speaking. She was working. You told me that you wanted to babysit while she was working instead of taking the child to the babysitter, right? That's what you just told me. She wasn't quitting her job.
Exactly.
Let me put it to you this way.
Exactly.
Let me put it to you this way, sir. Let us say this. I think this is much too complicated for you.
Try me.
Well, let's give it a try. Let's say Miss Ramos has a child with you, and she's a working lady, and a court fixes a support order for you, says, listen, this is what the child's needs are. Child needs $800 a month. She can afford from her job to pay $400, and you can afford from your job to pay $400. That's fair?
Mm-hmm.
Court makes an order, you've got to pay $400 a month. A couple of years go by, Miss Ramos decides to get married, and she has a new baby. And she says, I'm not working with this new baby. I want to stay home for a while, for a year or two, and mother this new baby. So, Mr. Lowry, she goes back to court. And the judge said, well, your baby still has $800 worth of needs. So now, Mr. Lowry, you have to pay $800 a month because she decided to stop working. How do you think you wouldn't like that?
I wouldn't.
No. Well, that's what you did.
But
you said, I'm not working. I'm decided I'm not going to work for the next few months, so I'll take up the slack. You keep working.
Any which way I know how to.
Please, you know.
If I don't have no money, what else can I do?
As I said, sales is wonderful for you. Miss Ramos, you haven't said much, but let me tell you this. You've also got a lot of other things. You've also got a lot of other claims here against him that I'm not even hearing because they're nonsense. Something that you were going to buy him for his birthday, you broke up, he said, I want it anyway, and I'll pay for it, a phone bill. I'm not interested in all that stuff. I'm interested in the child support. That's the big thing. And on the child support, he owes you a whole bunch of money. $2,115 is what he owes you for the child support when he voluntarily left his employment, which in my judgment he cannot do when he has responsibilities. I am only surprised that the family court, when they fixed his child support obligation, did not also fix an amount in arrears, because they should have. If they did not, I am prepared to do that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,115. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's extremely hard having to look a 2-year-old in the eyes and not have their father there.
I tried to do the best that I could possibly do.
Not have the child support there.
I mean, I still don't believe that about the child support issue.
And why? Because he wants to take a vacation?
I wasn't taking a vacation.
That's not fair.
I had left one job to go to another job.
This is not going to hinder his relationship with his son.
I'll be there as much as I could possibly be there for my son.
Him to be happy and me to be happy.
Dental office manager Regina Carino is suing her ex-fiancé, electrician Ryan Bridson, for house payments. Ryan is countersuing, claiming Regina stole property from the home after they broke up.
The background of this case is simple, even though pretty stupid on your part. You were engaged and you decided to buy a house together. So clearly you don't pay attention to what I say. You don't buy anything jointly. A car, a house, a boat, a trailer, a truck, and anything, unless you're married, right? Okay. Your problem is that after you bought this house, the relationship went south, and shortly after you moved out, he stopped paying the mortgage. You paid the mortgage, according to you, for how many months?
From November till March.
November, December, January, February, March, the house was sold.
Yes.
So you paid it for 4 months or 5?
5.
5 months. You made the mortgage payment for 5 months, and when you sold the house, there was a profit, and the profit was $8,000. So each of you took $4,000. And what you want is, you want him to give you back the money that you spent on the mortgage when you weren't living there.
Yes, ma'am.
Which amounts to how much?
Just for the mortgage alone, totals up to $3,109.68.
What were the mortgage payments each month?
They varied depending. I was waiting on the defendant to make the payment, which some months it were different because it added a late fee.
I see. And then you say that he purchased some electronic equipment on a credit card that both of you had?
Yeah, it was in both our names. It was
Also,
after we separated.
Dumb, stupid. You don't pay attention. You don't listen. You don't get a credit card with somebody jointly if you're not married. Even when you're married, sometimes it's stupid. But for sure, when you're not married, it's stupid to have a joint credit card.
Yes.
And you say that electronic equipment was bought for the house.
It was actually for his vehicle. And I didn't find out
For his
until I got
car?
the bill. Yes.
For his car. And he didn't pay the credit card bill off.
No, I'm still paying on it.
Well, that's what happens when you take out a joint credit card. So I'm going to deal with the mortgage payments only. Now, you have a cross-claim, and your cross-claim is that she and or her boyfriend broke into the house when you weren't there and stole electronic equipment. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Furniture also.
What proof do you have that they stole this equipment?
I have my witness was going to come, but he couldn't come, Your Honor, because
Well, then what proof?
I can give you his number. You can call him.
I don't do that.
I got proof that, I have pictures of my furniture.
Listen to me.
Yes,
What proof do you have that the plaintiff and her boyfriend broke into your house to present to me today? If you have none, I will dismiss your case without prejudice. You can go file it again if you have proof. But without a witness, since you weren't home, you were in Florida, according to you, I can't make a determination that anybody committed a felony. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So let's stay with this house payment. Now, let us assume that she made and that she has records for $3,109 worth of mortgage payments that she made when she wasn't living in the house. You were living in the house. According to you, you fell on bad financial times.
No, ma'am.
Well, that's what you say in your answer.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Well, then why say no? Is it no or is it yes?
It's yes. The very last month, I did not pay her because we were receiving a settlement from the closure of the house, and I said, you can just take it out of that. But the other 4 months, I did pay, Your Honor.
Show me.
I gave her straight cash, and she doesn't give me receipts or anything like that. I gave her straight cash on...
Mr. Brightson, show me bank accounts where you took out the cash from the bank account to give her.
It was all on trust, Your Honor.
No, you don't trust. A bank doesn't trust, sir. A bank doesn't trust. You said...
We were still good friends.
Listen to me. You said that you gave her the money for the mortgage payment in cash every month.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have a receipt.
No, ma'am.
Now, you're not living together. You're not together. So the smart thing would have been either you write a check or you get a money order so you have some sort of a receipt. But okay.
We were friends.
Up!
Sorry.
So I said to you, well, if you didn't have a check or a money order, show me your bank statement where you withdrew money from your bank every month to give her in cash.
Didn't, Your Honor.
You didn't. You kept it under the mattress. You accumulated the money every month
I never
under the
kept my
mattress.
money in my bank account.
Do you know that I don't believe you, sir?
I never keep my money in the bank.
No, you never keep the money in the bank. What do you do for a living?
I'm an electrician.
You paid in cash?
Yes, ma'am.
When's the last time you filed tax returns?
Last year.
What did you say you earned last year?
32 grand.
And were you working for yourself or were you working for somebody else?
Working for a company.
What's the name of the company?
Electric.
And Electric paid you in cash?
No, ma'am.
Electric paid you by check.
Yes, ma'am.
So if Electric paid you by check, where did you put your check every week?
I went and cashed it and I put it in my pocket.
Where did you cash it?
At the bank, at my bank.
You see how you're getting to be tripping over your tie there, sir? So you have a bank.
Yes, ma'am. But I don't put money in the bank. I use it to cash my check.
They don't cash your check, sir, unless you keep money in the bank.
$5.
Do you know that he honestly believes he's smarter than I am? Something happens to your brain, I think, when you have all that work done.
He just don't know you very well.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. I don't believe you.
Okay.
Because according to your answer, I'm going to read you what you wrote, but you probably forgot because you're not so smart. And what you swore to. My roommate got laid off, and my income wasn't enough to cover the bills, so I told Regina I was going to have to file for bankruptcy because I couldn't afford to pay off my debt. Regina didn't want the house to go into foreclosure, so she decided she would pay the mortgage.
For the
That's
one
what you
month.
said.
For the one
That's
month,
what
the
you...
very last month.
No,
And
sir.
I was going to file bankruptcy on my credit cards.
Listen to me, sir. A house doesn't go into foreclosure in 1 month.
She was just running her mouth.
Listen to me.
Just
Listen
exaggerating.
to me. Listen to me. A house doesn't go into foreclosure in 1 month. You just told me a moment ago, I have a very good memory, Mr. Brightson. You just told her, well, take it out for the 1 month because we were closing in 1 month on the sale. And I'm telling you that a house doesn't go into foreclosure in 1 month, especially when you have a sale. So I believe her that she paid the mortgage from November when you say you fell on hard times and your roommate lost his job and you couldn't afford to pay all of your bills. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,109. But, Ms. Carino, I want you to listen to me very carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
You should have taken care of all of this business when you closed on the house. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
What state do you live in?
Virginia.
Do you have attorneys when you close on property, or do you do that yourselves?
We did have an attorney at the time.
You had one lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
Did you raise the issue of the fact that he owed you money with your lawyer?
Yes, he wasn't going to have it. So
He wasn't going to have it.
Yeah,
He
he
wasn't
didn't
gonna
want
have
me to get my share.
He's a loser. Forget about it. You're much better off. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Thank you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's bogus.
I think she did what she knew was right.
I don't know what the problem is. I paid her.
We had a verbal agreement. What was
18-year-old homemaker Jennifer Krill is suing her stepmother, homemaker Kim Krill, for stealing her car and for the return of her belongings.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 343 on the calendar in the matter of Krill versus Krill. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Jennifer, this is your stepmom,
Yes, ma'am.
and you are no longer married to her father. Is that right? You are
Yes,
now
ma'am.
divorced. How long were you married to Jennifer's father?
18 years.
Jennifer, you came back to live with your stepmom. You have a child?
Yes, ma'am.
How old is your child?
She's 3.
So you came back to live with your mom when you were 16?
Yes.
With the baby?
Yes.
Where had you been living?
In El Paso, Texas with my real mom.
And that didn't work out, so you came back to
Live with
your
her, correct.
stepmom. Your complaint is that your stepmother has a car that belongs to you.
Correct.
And she says she does not. It is her car. I gather there was a time when you were 16 or 17 that your stepmother gave you her car to drive, and you totaled it.
Right.
And then what did you do?
What do you mean?
Well, you got some money, according to your complaint. You asked your biological mother for some money.
Oh, yes.
And she sent you some money, and you put it in the bank.
Right.
And you and your stepmother went out shopping for a
Right.
car, according to you, purchased this car, which
Right.
your stepmother put in her name.
Right.
That's the car we're looking to retrieve.
Right.
So, when you went to buy the car, you were 17?
Right.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of discussion did you have with your stepmother about the car?
We really didn't have a discussion. I mean, she told me that we were going to buy me a car because she didn't have any money to afford to replace the other one. And then she did the transaction. I handed her the $800 in front of the man that we bought it from, and then I walked away. She never consulted me about putting her name on the title. She just, I guess, put her name on it. So, I mean, I have the bill of sales. I have a bank statement from that
Okay,
day.
no, there's no question. The money came from your stepdaughter.
Yeah, but she's not telling the story right.
Okay, so I'm listening to you.
She never gave me the $800. She went and took care of that. Jennifer also took care of all the title work and registration, and she's the one that put my name on that title.
No, I did not.
I never went to the license bureau to do that. She took care of all of that.
Why would she put your name on the title? Maybe because she was a minor?
No, I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think she totaled my car in early May. The Neon was bought probably 3 weeks after that.
Ms. Krill, she has received a gift from her biological mother for the purpose of purchasing a car.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you think this car belongs to you?
Because we discussed it. It was supposed to be, she's the one that took care of the paperwork. If she really believed that it was her car, why did she put my name on the title?
Now just a second, that's not my question. Why do you believe it's your car? Don't tell me what's going through Jennifer's mind.
I never said it belonged to me. I said it belonged to us.
Well,
and
then
it
how
was
do you
discussed that
expect
she was replacing the Cougar that she totaled.
Her mother didn't send her money to replace your car?
No, ma'am, she did not.
Right. Her mother sent her money to buy a car for herself so she would have a car. She's 17 years old. Sometimes teenagers have problems. But you have other children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When your child is 15, 16, 17 years old and they have an accident with the car, it's just part of parenting. They don't replace it.
I didn't ask her to replace the car, though. The car was put in both of our names for it to be our car so we could share it.
You can't share an $800 car, and she's not living with you anymore. So what do you want to do?
We live a mile from each other.
You can't share the car. It's impossible. Who has the title?
I do.
Can I see
I
it,
have the
please?
receipt to the title.
You don't have the title. You have a receipt. I want to see the title.
Okay.
Okay. Have her sign. Okay. Right over there, Miss Krill. That's going to take care of the car. Sign it. Okay. Bird, would you give it over to the plaintiff, please? All right, that takes care of that. Now, I'm going to take care of all this property stuff. What kind of property do you claim that you have at your stepmother's house, and why did you leave it there?
Well, I have a couch that my aunt gave me. I have a bed that my grandmother gave me, a radio flyer, a radio tricycle. I have all my shoes.
That's for the baby?
Right. Those are her toys, and amongst several other toys that she has there. And
Well,
the reason why
why didn't you take those things when you left?
Because I was sent to Texas. I mean, I couldn't pack everything.
What do you
on
mean
the
you were
plane.
sent to Texas? When were you sent to Texas?
I was sent there July 11th because they said that I couldn't live in their house anymore. So.
You mean your stepmom said you couldn't live there anymore?
Right. Well,
Why? What were you doing?
She told me that I had to go to Texas. I had to face my past and stand up to my real mother. I mean, I didn't understand why she was sending me. I still don't understand why she sent me.
She's going to tell me why she sent you. There had to be something that you're not understanding, but that I have a feeling I'm going to understand. Go ahead.
She was sent back to Texas at that time because I was on medical leave and because she was getting into some trouble that I couldn't handle. I told her to go back to Texas to deal with things that were going on, to step up because she needs to be a mother.
To her child?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a mother to my child. I think I am a very good mother to my child. I've never hurt her. I mean, I don't understand why she's doing that.
Well, let me ask you this question. You've never hurt her?
No.
Do you think that you surround her with the appropriate people all the time?
Yes, I do.
Just think about my question very carefully. Where's her father?
He is in Texas. He's no longer in my child's life, nor has he never been.
Does he pay support for her?
No, he doesn't.
Why not?
He just doesn't. He's in prison.
Well, that's a reason. That's a reason for him not to pay support is because he's in jail. What is he in jail for?
Statutory rape.
Of?
Me.
Of you. Is that one of the reasons you didn't get along with your biological mother?
Yes, it was.
Did they pursue that against him?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
Okay. Your stepmother says that you were getting into some difficulty with your daughter, that you found her in a circumstance that she wasn't happy with. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any truth to that?
No, I don't understand. I don't know what circumstance you'd be talking about because...
Well, maybe she'll tell me. Go ahead.
She was dating boys that had no business being around the grandbaby. I actually had to extract her from the home of one twice within a month's period.
What was wrong with them?
He beat on the baby, for one.
How do you know that?
He left marks on her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. 10-year-old Jennifer Krill says her stepmother, Kim Krill, won't return her vehicle. Kim says Jennifer should think of it as compensation for wrecking her car.
Did you ask Jennifer about the marks?
Yes.
What did she tell you?
She admitted that he hit her.
Is that right?
What happened was, from another instance, that when I was in Texas, yes, he was one of my boyfriends. I came to live with him. I mean, he was nice until, like, he told me to get out of his house. And then the reason why he hit her was because she had an accident in her pants. I didn't agree with it. I didn't say, oh, well, that's okay. I got my stuff, I packed my bags, and then I called my real mother in Texas, and that's when she came and got me.
Jennifer, so when I asked you whether your daughter was around inappropriate people, the answer was yes.
Oh, I didn't think that she was stating that. I thought, excuse me, she was stating of my stay right now. And how
I'm talking
staying
about
now.
then. I want to know why you were sent back to Texas.
That was
Your
on
stepmother is on...
In December?
No, in July.
She's been sent back twice.
Okay.
That's why.
Well, anyway, that's when you were sent back the last time. It was in July.
Right.
And you didn't take all of your stuff because you thought you were coming back.
Right.
Do you have her couch?
Yeah.
You have her bed?
Yeah. I would like to say, though, that when she arrived back in Hobart, she called and said she was coming to get her stuff, and she did come and get a lot of stuff. It was her choice that she did not come back and get it. I never denied her that stuff.
Okay.
She didn't.
Do you want... It's going to be easy.
Okay.
What stuff do you want now?
Mainly, I want my car, and I do want my couch and my bed, but I don't have.
Well, listen, Jennifer, you can't have it both ways. If you want your couch and your bed and the baby's toys, make arrangements to pick that up in 5 days, fine. It'll be put out, it'll be waiting for you, you'll get a storage space, fine. But she's not going to act as a storage facility for you until you decide what you want to do. The car you now have. Do you understand?
Okay.
Car is yours.
Okay.
You have it. You want to forget about the rest of the stuff?
No.
Well, do you want it?
Yes, I do.
She's asking to take stuff that was the grandbaby's that I actually bought her, and the grandbaby still comes to my house.
Does?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you talking about the tricycle?
That was bought for her birthday and for Christmas.
Okay. I'm glad that she still comes to the house.
I adore my grandbaby.
How often does she come to the house?
I haven't really got to see her a lot lately, maybe once a week.
Where are you living now?
I live with my friends in Hobart, Indiana.
What friends?
Eric, Willie, and Jay.
You live in a house with 3 men?
Yes, I do.
What do they do for a living?
They put up billboards.
What do you do?
I stay home. I don't work right now.
What are you going to do with the couch and the bed?
I'm going to get a storage room until I can rent my own apartment to put it in.
You still are getting along reasonably well with your stepmother?
I would say so.
I like that. That's very smart. Your daughter needs that.
I know that. That's
A
why I
lot.
allow her to see her.
A lot. So I have a sense, and I'm going to ask her, she's not quite ready for the couch and the bed right now. Any chance of you holding on to it?
I told her before that she was more than welcome to keep her stuff there until she could find a room for it.
Fine. Then we have no problem with that. And we've resolved the car. Continue to be smart, Jennifer. Continue to let her be a part of that baby's life, because I have a sense that that is going to be one of the stable things in your daughter's life, at least for a while.
I understand that.
Okay, very good. That's all. Thank you.
Why is that excuse? You must step out.
She's not stepping up to her responsibilities and doing what she's supposed to do.
I would like to make amends with her.
Just to be a good mom to her daughter, that's all I want her to do.
If she would like to see me in her life as well as my granddaughter, I mean, I'm more than willing to do so.
Retired bus driver Lynette Riley is suing her ex-daughter-in-law, medical language specialist Kelly Lee, for defaulting on a car loan. Kelly says she can't make payments because Lynette's son doesn't pay child support.
Mrs. Riley, the defendant is your former daughter-in-law.
Yes, she is.
And you have grandchildren?
Yes, I do.
How many of those grandchildren are the children of the defendant?
2.
Do you see them?
Yes, I see about 3 times a year now.
According to what I read, in 2000, the year 2000, you co-signed a loan for a car at a time when your former daughter-in-law and your son were still living together. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
And the car was used by your daughter-in-law. I assume it was in your name?
It was.
And I assume also that your husband used the car on occasion. Is
Yes,
that
he
right?
did.
But shortly after the car was purchased, they separated, and you took the car.
Yes.
Now, did your judgment of divorce provide that the car was your car and your responsibility?
It wasn't detailed in our divorce, but property in our names remained in our names.
Is that what the judgment of divorce said?
Yes.
Problem is that you stopped making the payments at some point. When did
Yes,
you
I did.
stop making the car payments?
The car payments began to be too much for me. I wasn't receiving child support.
That's your defense.
Consistently.
That's your defense. My question was, when did you stop making car payments?
Off and on over the last 6 months, I continually tried to catch up, and I couldn't.
Do you have the day when she stopped making the car payments?
Actually, I don't know because the bank never let me know when she actually stopped paying. They had notified me that they were going to repossess the car in January of this year. Well, then they gave her an extension, and I found out later in April that they had repossessed it in March, which I hadn't even been notified that it had been repossessed. And she didn't notify it.
Why didn't you notify your mother-in-law that the car had been repossessed?
I'm sorry, I did notify her. I told her that I would have to send the car back. I talked to my ex-husband. He told me to call my mother-in-law, which I did. She said I asked her if she wanted to take the car. I had no choice. I needed to provide a home for my children. The car was too much.
When did you call her?
I believe it was January. And then I called the finance company and asked them to come and get the car when she told me that she had no use for it.
Just a second. Ms. Riley, I just want to know, did your daughter-in-law call you in January of this year and tell you that she was having difficulty? Did you want to take the car back?
She did not call me in January. When
did she call you?
She didn't call me. When we were there in December to pick up the children for Christmas, I had talked to her. And she said at that time that she thinks she was going to have to let the car go back because she was not able to make the payments.
So it was in December that she spoke to you?
Yes.
That she couldn't make the payments, she was going to have to let the car go back.
She told me at that time, Judge, to do what I had to do. And I said, okay. Well, then I had called the bank, and they said, no, they hadn't repossessed it, that they had given her another extension. Well, then I had not talked to her since then. But I didn't even know when they picked the car up until it was like April or 1st of May when the bank come after me for the money.
So, how much did you pay the bank?
Okay, it was left with a loan of $9,200. And the bank came after me and told me they were going to sue me every 7 years until I paid for it. Well, they told me if I haven't paid in 48 hours, that they would knock 25% off on it. And so I didn't know what to do, but I went to my mother to ask her for a loan so I wouldn't have to pay back so much. So she gave me the loan for $7,300, which I sent them a check within 48 hours. And then they sent...
You have a copy of that check?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please?
I also have a copy of the post office when I sent it.
I don't need that. I just need a copy of your check. Okay, finance company.
And then the bank sent me a statement after that advising me that the request has been sent to the appropriate credit bureaus and updating your file of reflection. Now,
okay. So why aren't you responsible? Why? Now, your defense.
I did not want Mrs. Riley to co-sign the car. That wasn't a choice for me. My ex-husband asked her to co-sign the car for us. And I just basically, when it came down to it, I asked her to take the car back. She told me that she had no use for the car. I did tell her
even
to
if
do what she needed to do.
Listen to me. She took the car back, she still would have been out the money. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So she didn't want to be out the money. Why isn't it you're trying to explain to me, Miss Lee, why it isn't your responsibility. You've had this car since the year 2000. You took it in the judgment of divorce. You accepted responsibility for it in the judgment of divorce. You drove it. You used it for 3 years. Explain to me why this loss should be hers instead of yours.
I tried to work it out with her. I told her that I was calling the finance company.
Yes.
To come and get the car. It wasn't with us. I returned the car.
Yes.
And she wanted nothing to do with me. And
yes.
She wanted nothing to do with it. I never heard another word from her after that.
That doesn't answer my question. Are you thick? I mean, are you thick?
No.
Then explain to me why it's not your responsibility. It's certainly not her responsibility. She says, you say to her, take the car back. I can't deal with it anymore. She says to you, I can't deal with it. I don't have the money to pay every month on this car. I have a car, or I don't need a car. This was your car. So I'm not dealing with the problem. This is your problem. This is your car. All I did was do a favor and co-sign so that you could get the car. But it's your car. You're saying to her, this is the problem. Deal with it. But how old are you?
31.
You're not 12. So I'm waiting for you to explain to me why it's not your responsibility.
The car was shared by myself and my husband. I didn't want her name on the car.
Then you should have given your husband the car during the divorce proceedings.
I couldn't have.
Listen to me very carefully. Then if you didn't want because I'm not going to get an answer from you. If you didn't want the responsibility of the car because you couldn't deal with it, then you give the car to your husband in the judgment of divorce, and then it becomes his responsibility. But you can't have two front ends of the dog. Do you understand? You can't have the car and no responsibility, which is what you seem to be suggesting to me. Put your hand down. Do you appear to be losing?
No. Sorry.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right. Anything else you want to say to me?
No, ma'am.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount only that I can award you here, which is $5,000. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My husband could not have afforded the car.
He told me at that time it was her responsibility. She's the one that wanted the car.
I had a change in child support. I wasn't receiving it. I needed to take care of my children, and I did what I had to do.
I try to keep things as cool as I can because I still want to see my grandchildren.
The grandmother and my children have a wonderful relationship. Her and I do not have one, and it will remain that way.
I regret doing it.
Real estate investor Brett Kammerman is suing 19-year-old student Stephen Beck and his father, Tony Beck, for having him falsely arrested. Stephen stands by his story that Brett assaulted him.
Now, this is case number 300 on the calendar in the matter of Kammerman versus Beck. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, folks. Have seats.
Mr. Kammerman, it is your claim that the defendants, both father and son, had you falsely arrested. You want to be reimbursed for that false arrest, bail money, attorney's fees, pain and suffering, aggravation, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Beck and Master Beck say that they absolutely were within their rights to have you arrested because you did, in fact, put your hands on one of them and threaten the other. So that's what this case is about. How do you know each other?
I didn't know them prior to this. The way that we came in contact with each other is I was driving my car and going to my house to pick up some tools to do some work on some of my rental properties. And Master Beck was parked blocking the right-of-way.
How was he blocking the right-of-way?
He was parked in an alleyway. We live in Newport Beach, which is a very small beach community that has an alleyway to get to the homes.
Okay, so you have to drive through a common alleyway in order to get to all of the homes.
That's true.
Okay. What were you doing there, Stephen?
I was loading my surfboards on top. My car was still on, so I wasn't fully parked. But
well, your car was stopped, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was out standing on my tire. Oh.
When I want a whole story, I'll ask you.
Okay.
Other than that, if you can answer me just the questions, 1 or 2 words will be enough. So the car was, in fact, stopped because you were loading something onto the car.
Yes.
So what happened?
First of all, I didn't observe any surfboards. I had motioned to him to move.
Move and pull out of the driveway.
Yeah, just to get out of the way so I could get to where I was
going. In order to pull out of the way, he had to go through the alleyway someplace else.
Yes, just pull in front of actually the home that he was in front of at the alleyway. He could have pulled into the street, and there was an area to park that he could have been fine there, or pulled back where he wanted to. This is common.
Just a second.
Okay, oh, sorry.
So you could have loaded your surfboards by pulling into where your house was.
Yes.
Okay. So he didn't move.
That's correct.
And what did you do?
I motioned to him to move. He acknowledged I was there and then walked around like, tough luck, I'm going to do as I please. So I thought, okay, I'll get out of the car and approach him. Maybe he'll realize that he needs to move.
I'm bigger than he is.
Yeah. A little bit. So I went up to him. I thought that would do it. That didn't do it. And so I said things like, do you need help to put the key in the ignition so you can turn the car on and move the car? And then his girlfriend started screaming at me.
The other girlfriend? What was she saying?
She was just screaming, leave him alone. You can't do, just unintelligible things.
Well, what were you doing to him, Mr. Kammerman?
I was actually doing nothing except saying, do you need somebody to show you how to... I was being facetious.
When I ask you to tell me what happened, it's not going to be one of, and then I said, and then he said, and then I said, and then he said, because I don't believe that. Do you understand?
I can understand that, yes, Your Honor.
So, let's backtrack a little bit. You got out of the car after Stephen over here was dissing you.
Yes.
Showing off for his girlfriend.
Exactly.
Because he's a kid.
Yes.
Certainly not doing the right thing, Stephen. When someone pulled up behind you in the car, the right thing to do was to have gotten in the car with your girlfriend and move the car out of the way so that that person could drive through the driveway. Do you understand?
Yeah, I say one thing?
Yeah.
I motioned him just 1 minute, just like you did, 1 minute, so I could buckle it, so I can move it. It takes 30 seconds, and it's no big deal.
Stephen, this whole thing didn't start because of 30 seconds, Stephen. If you live until you're 100, you're not going to be as smart as I am. It's just the way that God crafted you. There's a certain common sense to life. I understand it. I can't do certain things, but there's a certain common sense that I have. I'm not saying that he did the right thing, Mr. Kammerman, because he's still going to give me, and then I said, and then he said. But I'm telling you that you did the wrong thing. Now, Mr. Kammerman, Let's get back to and then I said. Go ahead.
I was yelling at him and trying to get him to move the car. And I was actually shocked to even know that anybody else was in the car. And then I heard her screaming, "Leave him alone." And then I realized since she was escalating everything, I decided I'm going to leave this alone and go back to my car. I went back to my car, turned the engine off, locked it, and proceeded to my house. As I got halfway across the street, Mr. Stephen Beck then decided to get into his vehicle and then move his vehicle to the spot that I said that he could move to that would work. So I realized he had done that. Then I went immediately back to my car and moved my car and put it in a legal parking spot near my house. At that point, I figured everything was over. I was loading things into my car. I made comments. They made comments about things. I yelled and said...
You mean that you were yelling at each other?
We were yelling at each other. Across the street, the girlfriend started saying, "Come on, hit us. We can have you thrown in jail. Come on, hit us. My mom's a lawyer. I can have you thrown in jail." And I said, "Well, yeah, I know that. I'm not going to touch anybody."
No, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so that was a lie as well. I went back into my house, came back out, and they had called the police. And Stephen had made up a wild story that I had choked him and smashed him against the car.
Okay, so, and that's why you were arrested. You have a copy of the complaint?
Yes.
May I see it, please?
Yes.
Oh, bird, there, you know that pesky fly that comes in here every once in a while? It's back. Will you sit down, Tony, for a second? Come up here. What's your name?
My name? Michelle Sabaris.
Michelle. Okay, Michelle. What did you see?
I saw this gentleman, or Stephen was putting his surfboards on top. He was standing on his tire, buckling his boards. Brett came around through the alley, drove in, parked right behind, and honked his horn. And Stephen gestured him 1 second, and then right away, I see him because I'm looking back out of the back. I'm in the passenger seat. He starts getting furious in his car. As what I saw a gesture of the finger. Then he gets out of the car immediately, comes right up to Stephen, and their size is different. And I see he comes up to him viciously and goes like this.
Doesn't hit him.
Doesn't hit him, not right then. Next thing I know, I see Stephen against the side of the door, the back door, and Brett had his hands on his neck. And then he opened the door, tried pushing him in the car, was trying to get him so he could move his car. And then from there on...
And you're sitting in the passenger seat all this time?
Yes, and I'm in the passenger seat, and when I see him put his hands on his neck, that's when I start yelling, yes. And I got scared, and he wasn't a minor, but what I yelled, because I thought he was going to beat him up, I yelled, "Get your hands off him, he's a minor."
You mean if he was older, it would have been okay?
Well, no, but their size is considerable, and
He's always going to be that size. Right?
Right.
Probably.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Cameraman says he was falsely arrested when Stephen Beck accused him of assault. Stephen says that during an argument, Brett choked him.
Anybody else witness this? Who are you?
I'm Patty Cameraman. I'm Brett's mother.
Where were you when this happened?
I was waiting across the street for Brett to come and pick up tools. And I never saw Brett touch him, push him, or
Well, what
do
did you
any of those
see?
things. I saw just what Brett had said, that he talked to him and he yelled at him, and everybody was very loud and yelling. And Brett went like this and got back in his car, turned the car off, came across the street.
And when you saw all of that, when you saw all of that yelling and all of that gesturing, did you stay in your house?
No, I wasn't in the house.
You just waited?
I was outside.
Did you come across the street to where they were?
No, I was.
Why not?
Because I didn't know what was going on. And I was just standing there.
Well, you're his mother. Maybe he was going to be in trouble. Maybe somebody's going to take a gun at her.
No,
What?
I knew that there was no problem. This happens dozens of times during the summer, where somebody blocks the driveway, somebody else yells, everybody moves out of the way, and it's over with.
Have a seat, Ms. Cameron.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Your Honor, she was inside the house at the time. She was not outside. I made sure of that because I looked for witnesses to witness it. I wanted witnesses.
Okay, your mother saw nothing. I don't believe her. I don't believe her. Okay, so then the police came and you were arrested. Even she knows she's not telling me the truth. Then the police came and you were arrested?
Yes.
Now, what happened with Tony Beck? Stand up, Mr. Beck. Go ahead. By the way, if there are no other witnesses, what are all you people doing here?
They're my character witnesses.
I don't need the character witnesses. I've determined you're a character. Go ahead.
After I was bailed out of jail, I went to Becky and Donnie's house.
Who's Becky and Donnie?
Becky and Donnie are neighbors of mine.
Raise Becky and Donnie. And
Well,
Becky and Donnie
My
here?
grandchildren.
Your grandchildren.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law.
Okay.
And I talked with them, and they have bad blood on this side of the family. And they said, you know, if you would, please leave us out of it. We don't want to have to come to court. We already don't get along with them. And the dad, it's a situation where they didn't want to be involved, and so
Okay.
I didn't involve them.
You went down to talk to them. After you talked to them, what happened with Tony?
While I was talking to Becky, some man came running through the house and confronted me and said, keep your hands off my son. And I said, you know, you really should get your facts straight. Your son's lying to people about this. I didn't do anything, and I don't even know why I was taken to jail.
Okay. So nothing, according to you, nothing happened with Tony.
Exactly.
Okay.
But then Tony filed a temporary restraining order against me,
Well, that
lying to the authorities, saying that I had threatened him.
Now, why don't you tell me your version,
Thank you,
Mr.
Your
Beck,
Honor.
of the events?
I came through the house and I was off because the confrontation he had with my son. And the words I used when I came up to him is I said, why are you manhandling my son? And he asked, who are you? And Becky says, he's the father of Stephen. He said, get out of here. I don't like you. Get out of here. So and Becky asked me to leave. I left. As I was leaving, as far as his taunting, when I was leaving, just his character, he says, what's your name? I says, Don knows my name. And he says, oh, don't even know your own name? And this is the same type of antics that he used with the other kids in the neighborhood as far as taunting them.
Mr. Beck.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you file an application for a restraining order against
The
him?
restraining order was
what
filed.
I'm asking you, sir.
The restraining order was filed due to a phone call that he made to my father-in-law. He said he had the intentions
Just a
of...
second. Did you make a phone call to his father-in-law?
His father-in-law and I were very good friends. We both are real estate investors. We'd been friends for a long time. I wanted to call him and let him know that whatever stories are going around weren't...
Just a second. Do
Do
you have an affidavit from your relative?
Yes, ma'am. This is the report that my relative went down to the police
I'd like
office.
to see what the affidavit says from your relative, because that formed the basis of your application
Yes, ma'am.
for a protective order. Well, I'd like to see it. This is the statement that is attributed to you, that the victim, whoever your relative is, came to the police front desk to report an annoying phone call he had received. The victim states that on this 20th of July, 2002, his grandson was battered by the suspect cameraman. The victim states that on the same day at approximately 16:30 hours, he received a call from Mr. Cameraman who said, "This is Brett. I know you know I am a martial arts expert. And just to let you know, I intend to sue the Beck family for false arrest. I want to assure you that to your grandchildren, I represent no harm or threat." That is the conversation that is attributed to you.
It's partially
Just
true.
a minute, what do you want?
I wanted to tell you that I was listening to the phone call.
I don't believe a word you say.
Why not?
Because I don't believe a word you say. I don't believe that you either went out and saw what was happening from outside your house, madam, or that you heard this conversation. I don't believe you. Because that's my job. Because I've been doing this job for a very long time. Because you're his mother, and I don't believe you. I don't believe that he is telling me exactly what happened with this young man. I believe that this gentleman so far had no cause to file for a restraining order against him. No cause. He had no cause. That's clear. But I don't believe your version of the events with Stephen. And therefore, I don't believe you saw what you say you saw. Do you understand?
No.
Well, I'm sorry. I explained it as best as I can. Mull it over for a while. Maybe you'll get it. My question to you, Mr. Cameraman, is what happened during this case when it was in court?
The situation that occurred is I was starting a new corporation.
Don't give me your whole story, Mr. Cameraman. I don't want to hear a whole story about you didn't want this whole thing to drag on.
That's the story. That's what I was going to tell you. If that's not something...
Listen, how come I read your mind?
Well, it was a donation that I made
No,
to... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I've been here a long time, sir. I've been doing this job for a long time. What happened with the case, Mr. Cameraman?
I was told it takes a while for this to go, that there are going to be 4 or 5 pretrial hearings.
And?
And I told my attorney that I was tired of this, that it didn't happen, that they are lying, and it's not fair that I have to deal with this for so long. Can you get it taken care of quickly or more quickly? And so
and
they
your
said,
attorney said
the
to
attorney
you, well, I
said,
can take care of it more quickly. This is what you're going to have to do.
if you make a donation to the Emergency Victims Fund, then they will let it go, because we have to give something to the DA so he feels like he won. And so at that time, I listened to the attorney and made the donation.
That was a mistake.
It was a mistake. And at the time, I asked him.
Because a $1,000 donation, whatever it is, whether it's in the form of restitution, whether it's in the form of, listen, I'm not going to be able to successfully meet these charges and I just want the whole thing over, whether it's in the form of, I'm too busy to continue with this, someone who feels as if they have been wrongly arrested, forced to post bail, handcuffed, et cetera, does not make a donation of $1,000 to make the charges go away, which is what you did. So you have no case.
Well, I agree with you on that. That's
you have
why
no case. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. So what do you want me to do? You made a mistake.
Okay, well, at the time, I had never been in a criminal situation. I listened to the criminal attorney. I will call him.
What do you want?
And let
What do
him
you
know.
want me to do, Mr. Cameraman?
I'm telling you what the situation is, and what I'm asking you to do is that
You're an intelligent man, Mr. Cameraman.
Thank you.
You are an intelligent man. An intelligent man knows that when you pay money into the criminal justice system, it is almost a signal, at least it is some indication, that you feel as if you are in some way wrong. That's the way it's interpreted, Mr.
I can understand
Cameraman.
your interpretation.
That's the way it's interpreted,
However,
sir.
that's not the case. And
Well,
that's why I brought character witnesses.
I'm not
to
interested
tell you
in
what
your
type of person-
character witnesses, sir,
Why
and
not?
I don't believe your mother. I believe that you overreacted to this young man, and I do believe that you put your hands on him. I don't believe that you hit him.
You believe that I
don't-
put my hands on him?
Yes, I don't believe that you hit him. I don't believe that you hurt him. I believe that you lost your temper when he didn't move that car fast enough. And I think he was showing off for his girlfriend.
He was.
And I think that what he was doing was rude and inconsiderate, and he's 19 years old, and you're a lot older, and you should have cooled it, let it pass.
That's what I
And
did.
you didn't.
I did
And
do
you
that.
didn't. He, of course, had no right to bring you to court for the restraining order, because you had no grounds for a restraining order, Tony Beck. You behaved badly, sir. You can't act like a brat. When you act like a brat, things happen. Sometimes you're going to meet up with people who are bigger and stronger, and you can't anticipate what their mental state is going to be, so you have to be respectful of other people's time. You have to be respectful of other people's property. You want to load your car, you don't pull your car unless you absolutely have to in a place that inhibits somebody else from getting by. That's just being respectful. That doesn't give him license to overreact to you, because he could have done exactly what he did 5 minutes later, which is to pull his car into another spot, leave it, and go across the street to get his tools, or at least that's what he was trying to do, to go across the street to get his other tools. Anyway, you have no case, Mr. Cameraman. You paid $1,000. $1,000 is some indication of guilt. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
All over Newport Beach, you have this type of situation, and most people are respectful and move out of the way. It's just one of those things. You say, how long are you going to...
Her service rep, Christine Hurst, is suing her ex-boyfriend, security guard Clinton Burton Jr., for assaulting her and destroying her cell phone. Clinton says Christine is a con artist.
Order. Yeah, this is case number 319 on the calendar in the matter of Hurst versus Burton.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Ms. Hurst, according to what I've read in your complaint, you and the defendant met a little over a year ago through a dating service.
Yes.
And you started to date, and then the relationship cooled off a bit. Recently, during this past summer, you decided to rejuvenate the relationship, and you contacted the defendant and began a series of telephone communications that ultimately led to some casual dating.
Yes.
So far, is that correct?
That's correct.
And then there was an evening in July, September? When was it?
September 13th.
That something happened that you're going to tell me about, because it is your claim that he assaulted you and broke a piece of your property at an evening that was supposed to be a pleasant evening at his home. Mr. Burton said he did no such thing. So why don't you tell me how the evening started?
September 13th, he was calling me. He was telling me, he called out throughout the day, saying, why don't you come on over, and I was hesitant. I said, okay. I waited later in the day, and then I told him, I said, you know what, okay, I'll come.
How many times had you called her that day, sir?
Your Honor, I only called her like one time, and she called me. I didn't call her.
Okay, so you called him back and said what?
About the 4th or 5th time he called, I finally said, okay, I'm going to go get some movies. I'm going to go get some, house wine.
and then we had a nice dinner that day.
What time did you get there?
I would say about 5:30.
And you drank wine?
We both drank some wine, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And then just out of nowhere, at the end of the dinner, he came out with some kind of game playing, saying, well, I did this and I did this through the relationship.
I did this. What did he say?
He put up all the financial, as far as dating, when a man is going to go ahead and take you out to eat and stuff, they go ahead and, you know, they pay for the eating and all. So he was bringing all that up. And then when I started getting ready to say, well, I did this and I did that, he started covering my mouth, but in a joking manner, you know, playing manner. And then it turned out to where he wanted to get some wine. Well, he didn't have any money, so he was gathering some receipts and the purchase that he had purchased a while back, whatever it was. And then he was asking for my bus pass. So then at that time, I told him no. I said, I don't want to, you know, I'm not, you don't trust me. You don't trust me. That's what he's coming out saying. And I'm like, okay. I'm hoping that the conversation will end. Just out of nowhere, he comes out and he says, you got to go.
Okay, so what happened?
I left. I tried to pack up everything. He got mad when I was trying to get everything gathered up. I wasn't saying anything to him. I did say, do you have the rest of the money that you owe me so I can take the cab home? And then sure enough, he got madder and started pushing me, shoving me with his chest at me. And then as I was gathering everything, that's when he pushed me against the wall, and the wall cracked behind me in the dining room, yes. And then I stepped back after I got pushed, and I waited for him. He just kept calling B word to me with a disgusting look, scary look, I might add, and just kept saying it. Yes, I was really frightened, and I just stepped out, and I'm against the wall, and that's when he pushed me again, trying to take my cell phone. The second time, he got it, and then he threw it as I was trying to call the police.
What'd you call the police for?
Because of the abuse that he was doing. He was pushing me and hurting me. He didn't have no right to put his hands on me at all.
Okay, and I'm waiting for you. Let's hear.
First of all, Your Honor, everything she just said, she's lying.
Just tell me your version of the events, Mr. Burton.
Your Honor, she called me on a Saturday. She said she was preparing a roast and a dinner. And I said, won't you bring everything over here, over to my house, and then I'll finish preparing it, and then, you know, we can have dinner over my house. So she came over my house, and I finished preparing the meal, and then she asked me to pour her a glass of wine. I poured her a glass of wine. Then all of a sudden, she started acting funny because I think she takes sight meds or something, because you can't drink on sight meds. But anyway, Your Honor, she just started talking, ramming on the top of her head, just started acting crazy.
Like what?
I mean, started talking. She didn't make no sense whatsoever. Like, you a punk, you this, you ain't a man, you this and you that. And she kept talking loud. It was 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I told her, stop talking loud in my house because you disturbing my neighbors. And she kept talking loud, and then I walked over to her and put my hand over her mouth. This is the physical abuse she was saying. So I said, maybe if I just walk away from her, maybe she'll stop. And so I went into the restroom, Your Honor, and I went in the restroom and used the restroom and washed my hand. I heard a scream. And so I came back out, and Your Honor, she told me, I said, what are you screaming for? She told me she had saw a leprechaun run through the living room. I went over there, I said, you got to go. So she went over there and got her stuff, and she kept saying, hit me, hit me. She was doing that, hit me, hit me, hit me. You know, hit me, hit me, hit me. I didn't know what was going on, Your Honor. I thought she was finna turn into a chicken or something. Then she started yelling rape. And I ran to my bedroom and got my shoes. I said, you got to go. You got to get out of my house. And she started yelling rape outside, so I grabbed the cell phone and I threw it in the bushes. Because, you know, I'm not finna get set up for something I didn't do.
And you say in your answer, sir, that you called her on the cell phone the next day.
Okay. After I had got her out of my house, she called me about 5 minutes later from a payphone. She said, Clint, she said, I can't find my cell phone. I need a way home. Could you please help me get a way home and help me find my cell phone? Your Honor, I watch cops. You know, I know there's no way that she was going to get me outside. I know the cops was already outside. So what I did, I cut off all my lights and everything and went to bed. When I went to bed, next thing you know, the cops was outside my window, bright light, banging on the door. The next day,
So you didn't answer the door?
Huh? No, I never answered the door because she wasn't finna set me up for something I didn't do. So, Your Honor, the next day I put star 67. That's blocking the number out, and called her cell phone, and she answered the cell phone. So that let me know that she found the cell phone. Not only this, Your Honor, this young lady is on at least three or four chat lines and the internet. This lady is looking for victims on the chat lines and the internet to sue.
Gosh.
She done told me about at least 3 lawsuits she done had.
Okay. Now, Ms. Hurst, you called the police?
I did call the police after
Did you
trying.
file a report?
Yes, I did.
Can I see a copy of the report?
It's all the lies she done told.
Did I let you speak? Was I polite to you?
Yes, you were.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Hurst says ex-boyfriend Clinton Burton Jr. assaulted her and destroyed her cell phone. Clinton says Christine is a con artist.
Ms. Hurst, police note the presence of alcohol when they saw you.
I let him know that we were drinking 2 to 3 glasses of house wine that I had brought over to his
It was
house.
about 10 glasses.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. How many bottles of wine did she bring over?
She brought she bought a big jug of St. Carlos wine, and the whole jug was finished.
Okay. You drank a lot that evening.
No, we didn't. We drank 2 or 3, and as the police report says, I was very calm.
You gotta be calm and lie.
No, you're doing a lot of lying.
What kind of work do you do, Ms. Hurst?
I don't. Customer service, cashiering.
She worked for the devil.
Mr. Burton, you don't want to lose this case. So far, you're not losing. You want to lose?
No, ma'am.
Then you have to not speak to her again. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you get any sort of Social Security?
I don't get any of that, no.
Are you currently under the care of a psychiatrist?
No.
Do you currently take any medication?
No.
Okay. Mr. Burton, the police indicated that they found the cell phone that you had thrown out of your house.
Yes.
And they found it, and it was, in fact, broken. Is that the cell phone?
Yes, it is.
Can I see it, please?
Sure. And here's the receipt that I just purchased with it, too. Do you...
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if that cell phone in pieces like that, how did I star 67 her number and made a phone call and she picked it up?
Mr. Burton,
if it's that broken?
Mr. Burton, listen to me, sir. Clearly, I mean, if I were to recap this evening, you both were probably feeling pretty fine because you both had a little bit to drink. She may have had a worse reaction to the alcohol than you. I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't think that you injured her because she refused any medical treatment, and the police really don't indicate that there were any injuries other than a little scratch under her nose that I don't know how she got because, according to her, you just pushed her. But you do acknowledge, Mr. Burton, that you took her cell phone
and threw it.
And the police, in their report, indicate that they found the cell phone in pieces. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so you have to pay for the cell phone. The cell phone was $180.
But what I'm saying, I don't understand. How can I make a call her on that cell phone if it's in pieces like that? She done broke it the rest of the way.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Burton?
Yes, ask me a question.
Do I look like a telephone technician to you? How do I...
I don't know.
How the heck do I know how you made a phone call to her? The police said the cell phone was broken. You have to pay for the new cell phone. You don't have to pay $5,000, which is what she's looking for. Okay. But $180 is what she paid for the phone. $180 is what you're going to pay her. Judgment for the plaintiff, $180. Don't drink if you can't hold your liquor, Miss Hurst.
No,
that's all.
I wasn't drunk.
That's it.
Why is that
Bye-bye.
excused? You may step out.
Ever drink. Crazy lady.
He's the one on Prozac. He's the one he's the one who has disability. I don't.
She's a total liar. She's on psych meds, and she knows she is. She get SSI, and she's crazy.
Maybe the Prozac turned him that way. I don't know.
Every time she drinks, she has obnoxious, lies, and steals out of my house.
All he did in the long run is just take advantage and made a spectacle out of himself, really, not for me.
If any mental hospital know this young lady, please come and get her, because she's on the loose.
Factory worker Antoinette Jones is suing her ex-boyfriend's current girlfriend, homemaker LaTwana Eberhardt, for torching her car. LaTwana says it wasn't her.
This is the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Your current boyfriend? How many children do you have with him?
2.
How old are they?
5 and 1.
And how many years were you together?
Since I was in the 11th grade, I was 97.
And you had 1 child with him?
Yes.
And then he was such a good father, you went and had another one with him.
I guess so, yes.
Do you? No. Even you had a laugh when I said that, right?
Yes.
Does he have a job?
Not at this, well, at this moment, yes, he should have one.
What is his regular occupation?
Construction.
So he works on and off?
Yes.
And how much does he give you every week for the support of your 2 children?
Nothing.
A big, fat...
0.
Miss Eberhard.
Yes.
How long has Sir Lancelot been your boyfriend?
Well, it's be 2 years. We've been off and on since '96.
Off and on, so that you were off and on together. But didn't know about it, I assume.
That's correct.
Did you know he had 2 children when you were on and off with him?
I knew about 1.
I just wanted to get a little background because I read your case, and your case says that the defendant torched your car and destroyed it. She says she didn't do it. When was your car torched?
On May 18th.
And what makes you think that the defendant did it?
Because we had confrontation between each other the same night.
What kind of confrontation?
We went to a formal friend party. I don't understand why he invited both of us.
Why this other friend invited both of you?
Yeah.
But because he's stupid.
So I didn't know she was coming. I guess she didn't know I was coming. Till I goes into the bathroom. She decides she gonna come too into the bathroom. So I told the friend, if she does come.
So you had a confrontation at this. So there's a little pushing and shoving, according to what I read.
No, we had no words. We just bumped shoulders.
Bump shoulder?
Right.
Fine. And that's what makes you think that she torched your car?
No, she had a little liquor, little friends, and a little courage.
Let me put it to you this way, Miss Jones. Do you have any proof that she torched your car?
Only Jason's mother notarized statement. That's all I do have.
I don't read statements.
I know, but she had to stay home. It has details telling that Tawana smelled like gasoline.
Smelling from gasoline is some evidence, but even smelling from gasoline doesn't prove that you torched your car.
I mean, we had confrontation before then. We face-to-face, almost fist-fighting. So she didn't like me from the get-go. So it was an easy alibi for her to come.
You don't want me to start on you, do you? You don't want me to start on you, do you? You know how he cheated on her, and he's got 2 children with her?
Yeah.
Do you work?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at dry cleaners.
You work 5 days a week?
Yes.
Why do you have to think about that? If I said to somebody, do you work 5 days a week, they wouldn't have to think about it. Do you work 5 days a week?
5 days a week.
Okay. You work 9 to 5?
10 to 6.
And you live with Sir Lancelot?
Yes.
Who is employed on and off in construction, is that right?
Yes.
I guarantee you that when you're working from 10 to 6, he's fooling around. Guaranteed! And just like he made a fool out of her, he's going to make a fool out of you. And in a year or 2 or 3, you're going to be standing in a similar situation that she's standing in now. I don't know whether you torched her car or not. She doesn't have any proof that you torched her car, but I'm telling this to the 2 of you. The only thing that makes you look more foolish than devoting the best years of your life to a loser who doesn't pay child support, who cheats on you, who doesn't work regularly, is to be angry at each other. What are you angry at each other for? It's stupid. It's stupid. He's the bad guy. You're just, both of you are just dumb. Hang around him. Don't you understand that a man who fathers 2 children who he doesn't support is a loser?
But he does
loser.
Support his children.
Loser. Really? How
Tell
much
her
did he
the
say?
last time he seen his kids.
I don't care when he saw them.
Last time he took care of them.
When was the last time he sent them money?
He doesn't send them money, but he buys them things. He doesn't send money to her.
Just a second. Just a second. That's what he's supposed to do. Send money to the custodian of his children so that she can pay rent, food, insurance, medical care, shoes. Do you understand? That's what he's supposed to do. He's not supposed to buy Pampers and soy milk and say, I support my children. That's bull. Do you understand? Listen, Miss Jones, you don't have the case because you don't have any proof that you torched your car. So I have to dismiss your case. But forget about being mad at each other. That's the one.
I'm not mad at her.
Good. Perfect.
Mad at
Happy
him.
to hear.
Not mad at
Happy to
her.
hear that you're all happy with each other. Goodbye.
Here's our excuse. You may step out.
He don't give me anything. He haven't gave me anything since 7 months. Hush it. Just hush it. Just hush it. Because ain't nobody talking to you.
She's jealous, and she's just hating that we together. So, I mean, I don't care.
She was insecure. That's why she burnt up my car.
It's going to be something with her. It's always have been for the last 2 years.
She was insecure. Look at me and look at you, okay?
Homemaker Susie Saunders is suing her former friend, Rachel Gershinoff, for an assault. Rachel is countersuing for unpaid credit card charges.
All rise. It's case number 324 on the calendar in the matter of Saunders versus Gershinoff. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Ms. Saunders, the defendant used to be a friend of yours, such a good friend that she gave you a credit card with her name on it for you to use.
Actually, the credit card she kept, I charged on it.
You used the credit card?
Yes,
and you
I
did it for a couple of years?
Yes, I did.
According to your complaint, there came a time when there was some question about whether or not that bill had been paid off.
Mm-hmm.
And you claimed that the defendant came over to your house and assaulted you, beat you up.
Yes, she did.
And you are suing for the
Yes,
injuries
I am.
that you sustained as a result of that assault. Why did you let her charge on your credit card?
Because she doesn't have good credit, and she has 3 kids, and I've been in her children's life since they've been born, and I wanted to help her out with stuff that she needed.
And did you charge on that credit card as well?
I did charge on an accident a couple items, but I had paid it, and I have documentation that I had paid the amount that I had accidentally charged 1 month.
Only that one time?
Yes.
Other than that, the only charges on this credit card were Ms. Saunders?
Correct.
And was that your agreement with her so that you'd keep things separate?
There really wasn't an agreement. I should say there wasn't really an agreement, but that's just how I had it. I have another credit card that's for another girlfriend of mine. She uses that credit card solely just for her purchases also.
Why?
Because I'm a nice person. I like to help people out, and...
All right. Now let me hear about this assault, because that's really what brought you here.
Okay.
When did that take place?
That took place on September 5th of 2003.
Tell me what happened.
The defendant came to my house. She knocked on the door. My daughter opens the door. My 9-year-old opens the door, and she proceeds to tell my daughter to go get your mother. I'm in my room, which isn't too far away from the front door, so I'm hearing the whole conversation. My daughter tells her to come back later because the defendant's witness was in the car, who is my ex-boyfriend, and I didn't want him on my property or in the vicinity of me. So she says, no, I don't want to come back later. Tell your mother I want to see her right now. Tell her to give me my $85.
You knew what she was there for?
Yes, I do. Oh, I do know what she was there for, but I didn't know that it was going to...
But you knew what she was there for?
Yes,
How
I
did
do.
you know what she was there for?
Because I got numerous calls from her and a friend of ours.
Why did you stop making payments on the bill?
Because of the fact that I've asked on numerous occasions, once back in December of 2002 for the itemized statement. Again, in May or June of 2003, I asked for an itemized statement. And then again, in September, I asked for an itemized statement because I wanted to make sure that they were all mine, which they were. So I decided not to make the payment because of the fact that she wasn't coming through with the itemized statements.
How many months hadn't you made a payment?
Just that 1 month, September.
Okay, fine. And how much do you still owe the defendant on the credit card?
I owe what it is that she says, the $900 and some odd dollars.
$932. Did you, in fact, go over each item on the bill?
Yes, I did.
And you acknowledge that those are all your bills?
Yes.
And the finance charges attached to your expenditures?
Yes.
Fine, so we've taken care of the counterclaim. $932 on your side. Go ahead. So now you're talking back and forth at the door through your 9-year-old.
Okay. So then my 9-year-old goes outside, and I'd say within 3 to 5 minutes, Rachel comes into the house. Rachel comes into my room and says, "Give me my money. Give me my effing money." So I said, "Get out, you know, I don't want you here. Get out of my house." She starts pushing me, and she pushes me back down onto the bed. I'm sitting on the bed, and she says to me, "Do you want me to beat your A?" You know, and I'm like, "Are you threatening me?" And she's like, "Do you want me to beat your butt?" And I'm like, "You know what? I don't want you here. I'm calling 911. She then snatches the phone out of my hand and then jumps on me on the bed. So I kick her off, and then we get up, and I'm trying to reach for my phone. And as I'm reaching for my phone, she grabbed me by the arm, and she left a bruise on my arm. And she again then pushes me back down onto the bed face first. She punches me with her fist in my head. She had all her rings on, and I had an orange bruise on my head from that. So I again ask Rachel to leave. I tell her to get off of me and get the hell out of my house. So she then pushes me around the room a couple more times and then pushes me over by the window, and the kids are outside playing. And I scream out the bedroom window, "Someone call 911.
And then she left?
And then she left because I had finally screamed out the window for someone to call 911.
Police arrived that day?
45 minutes later.
You have a report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. Okay, start talking. You went over to the house on September 5th.
And I brought her the credit card statements, went to the door, pretty much exactly what she said. I went to the door, knocked on the door, and I asked, "Is your mother home? Can I speak to your mother?" She said, "No, she's in the bed. She doesn't want to talk to you." And I said, "Well, I brought her credit card statements." She asked for credit card statements. I brought her the statements. I would like my payment. And she went back in there, and she said, "My mom says that she doesn't want to talk to you. She's sick. She doesn't want to come in there." And I said to Susie, I said, I want to give you these statements. I'm not going to leave.
You said to her, or you yelled to her?
I yelled to her. I said, "Susie," I said, "you need to come out and talk to me. You want these statements. I need the payment. The payment's going to be late. It's a $35 late fee. I want the payment. You told me once you got your welfare check that you were going to pay it." And she didn't. So I told her, I said, "I'm going to step in, hand you the payments, and I'm going to leave." And she didn't say anything to me. She didn't answer me or anything. When to give her the statement, she told me to get the F out of her house, and I left.
Okay. What other paperwork do you have?
I have the restraining orders.
Let me see them, please.
This is the first one that I filed, and this is the extension.
Anything else there?
This is from the hospital.
I'd like to see it. What happened with the result of you filing this protective order? Was there a final order issued?
It's out for 3 years. The extension is for 3 years.
Okay. Ms. Kirchhoff, do you recall going to court on or about the 25th of September?
I do.
And did you see a judge at that time?
Yes, I did.
Were you represented by counsel?
Nope.
So you didn't think you needed a lawyer?
No.
Okay. Now, did you or did you not have a trial?
No.
If you did not have a trial, then you consented to the entry of a protective order.
Yes.
Well, you understand that by consenting to the entry of a protective order, it is a statement that you could not meet the charges against you were she to proceed to trial. Do you understand that? So that, in effect, you're saying, "I am guilty." You understand that?
Yes.
Now, the plaintiff sought medical treatment. The medical report indicates that she had bruising. The medical report indicates she was provided a prescription painkiller for both her head and the bruising that she had. And you, in effect, pled guilty by consenting to an order of protection. What do you think I'm supposed to make of that?
I tried to explain my story of reason why I went over there. When I told him the reason why I went over there, that nothing happened, I went there because I wanted to give her credit card statements. He pretty much shushed me up and told me that this needs to go to small claims court. This is not to be taken care of in here. And I just said, "Okay, whatever, fine, I'll do whatever."
Okay, whatever, fine?
I didn't
now
say
you're
that,
playing
but-
stupid?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Saunders claims former friend Rachel Gershinoff forced her way into her house and beat her up. Rachel admits she entered Susie's home, but claims there was no assault.
You understood exactly why you were going to court. That was not a civil proceeding, that was a criminal proceeding.
All it was a restraining. If she wants to get a restraining order against me not to see her, that's fine. I don't want to see her anyway. What is that going to do to me? There's nothing.
I'm going to tell you what it has to do with you. If you violate a restraining order, you can go to jail for an extended period of time if there is a restraining order because it's a contempt, even if she decides not to press charges. police officer sees you within a certain number of feet from her, police officer can arrest you, and you have absolutely no defense. Absolutely none. It's a restraining order. It lists what you can, what you cannot do. That's a difference. And I believe that you understand that. I believe that you understood that when you went there, you had the ability to have a trial. You wanted to tell your story. Say, I want a trial. I'm not guilty of anything. She says I'm guilty of beating her up. I never laid a hand on her. Why in the world would I consent to her having this order of protection till 2006? I'm not guilty. And you tell your story, you say, I want a trial. You chose not to do that.
That was a mistake on my part.
Big time. You want to know why you chose not to do that? Because you hit her. That's why you chose not to do it. You were frustrated because what she did was wrong. She's talking through her 9-year-old. She's telling her friend, get out of here, I don't want to see you. It was wrong of you to bring him over to the house.
He's my roommate.
She had no idea I was even there.
Just a second. Maybe she looked out of a window. Maybe her 9-year-old told her. How do you know? And what I'm saying is, there are a lot of other people she could have taken over to be a witness. She didn't have to take you when you're an irritant.
There was never a problem between us.
I'm not speaking to you anymore.
Cool.
You assaulted her. You have no right to assault her. You have no right to cause her injury. She owed you money. She should have paid you. And she shouldn't have been obnoxious and said, come back another time. I absolutely agree with you. You had no right to put your hands on her. You had no right to injure her. She's suing you for $5,000. Is that right?
Correct.
I want to know how many days you missed of work.
I don't work.
Why don't you work?
Because I'm a homemaker.
How many children do you have?
3.
How old are they?
6, 8, and 9.
They all go to school?
Yes, they do.
Well, what are you doing there in school?
I am at home. My boyfriend works.
Does he live with you?
No. He helps with my finances and helps me pay my bills.
Does the state also help you pay your bills?
Yes, they do.
So you're on welfare?
Yes, I am.
Why don't you get a job?
Because I'm currently in with a psychiatrist right now. I'm going to be applying for SSI.
What's the nature of your disability?
Severe depression and social anxiety.
Judgment for the plaintiff for the damages as a result of the assault. You didn't have any lost wages or anything else, so this is just pain and suffering. $2,500. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I want the credit card paid for purchases that she purchased.
There is no longer a friendship.
I'm not going to pay someone else's bill for their purchases that they have in their home.
Maybe one day, years and years from now, we might be able to work it out.
She's on welfare, and now she's trying to get Social Security.
But probably not.
She's 28 years old, and she can perfectly get a job. She's not depressed.
It's just very sad that a 10-year friendship has to go down the drain.
24-year-old student Sherry Pollard is suing her mother, nurse Pat Jones, for the return of her belongings. Pat is countersuing for phone bills, storage fees, and the return of property.
Ms. Pollard, this is your mom.
Yes.
And it is your claim that your mom acknowledges that she kept your personal property when she told you and your son that you had to leave her home.
Yes.
And you want your property back. And your mom says you can have your property back when you pay her the money that you owe her. She seems to allege that you owe her some money for a cell phone bill, for property that you took when you left that didn't belong to you, and something for storage. Had you always lived with your mother?
No, I had not lived with her since I was 16.
And when did you move back?
It was February earlier this year.
And when did she tell you to leave?
I believe it was the 18th of June.
Why did you tell her to leave, Miss Jones?
There had been numerous times that I told her to leave because she became verbally abusive at different times, and told her that this was not working out.
So it wasn't working out because you didn't like her attitude?
Absolutely.
So you told her to leave?
Yes.
Okay. And on June 18th, did she leave?
I had reminded her on June 18th that as of the end of the month, she needed to move. And I had told her that at the beginning of June. She was allowed to live with me as long as she was in school full-time.
Just a minute. You told her she had to leave.
Yes.
And what happened on the 18th of June?
She wanted to go to the storage and get her things, which I went with her to the storage and wanted her to sign the storage over to herself. It was in my name.
So?
She could not do that because she didn't have car insurance and they would not lease it to her.
Okay.
So during the day...
The storage unit is storage unit where she put her stuff...
Her belongings.
When she moved into your house?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
But earlier that day when I had told her that she had to move, her demeanor began to escalate and she became verbally abusive again and told me that she was going to take everything she could from me because I had not been the kind of mother I should have been to her.
Okay, so?
So with that knowledge and going to the storage, I decided that I was going to hold that property until she moved out and I knew that my property was safe.
And?
And when she left, when she moved that day, it was not safe.
Now, what was missing?
She took photographs off the wall. She took...
What photos?
There was a photo, a 1920 photo of my former mother-in-law who I was very close to, who is now deceased.
What else?
She took a rolling pin. She took lids to the Tupperware. She took a cutting board. I mean, mundane, silly things.
Okay, stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else that was important?
She took money out of my closet.
How much money did you take out of your closet?
I'm estimating $200 to $300 in change.
Did you take any change from her
No,
house?
ma'am.
No. What else?
That's all.
So she took this property out of your house and?
And I asked for it back.
What else does she owe you for?
Just the storage and her cell phone.
Well, tell me about the cell phone.
When she moved in, she wanted a cell phone, and I told her she could use the landline phone that was in the home. She wanted a cell phone to run her little business that she was trying to create. And so I said, I will get you the cell phone, but you have to pay for it. She agreed to pay for that cell phone, which she never did. She also agreed to pay for her storage, which she never did.
Just a second. You got her the cell phone in February or March?
The beginning of February.
So you got the bill in February?
Got the bill in March.
And did you pay the bill in March?
Absolutely.
Did you pay the bill in April?
Yes.
Did you pay the bill in May?
Yes.
Did you pay the bill the beginning of June?
Yes.
Okay. Did you pay the storage bill?
I did.
Was your daughter working?
She was working part-time.
Yes.
And she was not paying me any money.
Good.
She kept saying, I don't have any money to pay you.
Was she also going to school?
She was going to school, and I was paying for her books. I put her on my insurance. I paid her medical, her co-pays.
Fine. How old are you?
24.
Okay. So, big deal. What I'm saying to you is big deal. She came back to you for a reason. Difficult time. She's 24 years old. How old's your child?
He just turned 6.
Okay. So, she's clearly a young lady who's made some mistakes. Right?
Yes.
Okay. But she's doing the right thing. She's going to school. She's working part-time. She's buying her own clothes. At least she's trying to buy her own clothes. She's taking care of her from whatever little money she's making. I mean, it's not as if she's sitting around playing the guitar and eating bonbons all day. What do you want?
What I want is I want
rolling pin back?
I want what is fair.
I'm going to tell you what's fair. What's fair is 5 days from today, you want to open the storage unit. We'll meet there. You can have a police escort if you wish. She's going to take out her stuff. And as far as the rolling pin, the photos, and anything else, did you take any of that stuff?
No, Your Honor.
Shh.
No.
You have the photo that she's referring to. Don't lie to me.
No, I do not.
Did you take it?
No.
Okay. Did you promise your mother that you would pay for the cell phone?
No.
What about the storage? Did she ask you for money for the storage unit in March?
No.
April?
No, she knew I did
In
not
May.
have any.
Are you still in school?
Yes, I am. I'm full-time right now.
Who's supporting you?
Myself. I have 2 jobs right now.
Okay. 5 days from today, Ms. Pollard, your daughter gets all of her stuff back. I don't think that there's any basis for me to find that there was a loan on your part to your daughter for the cell phone or for the storage unit. I'm sorry if she was, in fact, fresh to you, and she might have been.
Well, Your Honor.
There's a whole history, so I'm sure that she probably said things that she shouldn't have. Did you say anything to your mother that you shouldn't have?
Yes, I did get very upset.
Okay. Well, you shouldn't have, because it's probably hurtful, and I'm sure she's done things to you that you felt were hurtful, and she reacted to that. But reacting to it does not create a loan. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Her property is to be returned to her within 5 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your
That's
Honor.
all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think this is very sad.
Very untrustworthy.
A mother and a daughter have to come to this.
Very vindictive.
The abuse that I've incurred from her over the years.
I don't know what kind of person she is anymore.
Physical and emotional and verbal.
I think I'd probably like to see us go our separate ways.
No, I don't feel I was wrong at all.
I'm done.
Get help.
Database engineer Janet Quarterbitty is suing her neighbor, tax administrator Mark Swan, for damages to her home and for making false complaints to the police. Mark is countersuing for damages to his house and for an assault.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 274 on the calendar in the matter of Quarterbitty versus Swan. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
How long have you been neighbors?
9.5 years, Your Honor.
And how long have you lived in your house?
I've lived in my house for 10 years.
So you moved in 6 months after she did, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm getting to the lawsuit, but I want to find out what the genesis of the problem is between you two seemingly normal-looking people. When did the trouble start between the two of you?
About a month after he moved in.
Why?
I found out afterwards that he believed that the property line was about 2 or 3 feet closer to my side than it actually was.
Yes.
So he was trying to sort of push things over to move the property line where he thought it should be.
Did you have your property surveyed?
I didn't. I didn't realize this was an issue. I did in April 2001.
Well, that took a long time. When you bought your property, you had a survey?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the survey indicated, at least as far as you were concerned, that your property line was 2 or 3 feet into property that Miss Quarterbitty had previously thought was hers.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have a discussion with her about it?
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
Well, because I had a survey that was on my property, and I knew that she had a survey of the same fence line, so I knew that she knew that the fence was on my property.
Just a second. You knew that there was a fence that she had erected that was on your property?
No, Your Honor. This is a fence that was existing before both of us, both parties bought the property.
Okay. And that fence was on your property?
Yes, Your Honor.
As far as your survey was concerned?
2 surveys, yes, Your Honor.
So you wanted to move the fence?
No.
Well, what was the problem? I don't understand what the problem was.
I didn't have a problem with it, Your Honor.
May I speak?
Yeah.
Shortly after he moved in, he started mowing down my plants. He started cutting other plants. He started moving my woodpile over. I didn't know what was going on. He didn't come and say to me, hey, you know, there's an error here. Keep your stuff on your side. No, he just moves it over. So I moved it back. He had backfilled it with dirt, and I was digging out the dirt and moving it back when he came out and he attacked me with a rake in 1997.
Okay. I don't have to get back as far as your incidents with each other in 1997. Suffice it to say that this whole problem started because the two of you did not act like adults. You have a lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a lawyer?
Yes.
Well, if you don't wish to speak to her, even though she's your neighbor, you have your lawyer write a letter and say, Dear Miss Quarterbitty, we believe that this is Mr. Swan's property. Please check your survey. If there is any difficulty, have your lawyer get in touch with us. Yes?
May I interject something? We did go to arbitration, and I offered to be friends, and she refused that in arbitration.
When?
Back in 1995, Your Honor.
When you went to arbitration, what was the result of the arbitration with regard to the property?
No result was issued on that.
Your Honor, if I may, the arbitration at the time was for something entirely different.
I want to know, was there ever a resolution with regard to this property?
No, it has not gone through civil court yet.
So, as far as each of you is concerned, there's a 2 to 3 foot strip of property that is in dispute. Is that right?
No, it is not right, Your Honor. He thought it was 2 or 3 feet. In fact, the fence is on his property by 6 inches.
To some people, 6 inches is very important.
Absolutely. I understand that now. However, I had a survey, and I didn't study it. I didn't realize that, yes, the fence appeared to be on his property by a small amount. I didn't look at it until he started mowing things down and beating on my fence, trying to push it over and undermine it and tear it down, basically.
How large a piece of property do you have, Mr. Swan?
It's a little over half an acre.
Well, that's a pretty decent-sized piece of property. Is there anything that is particularly attractive about this strip of property?
Your Honor, I think with the
Is there something particularly attractive about this piece of property?
No, Your Honor.
Then what's the big deal? There are more important things to deal with in life. Why would you move her woodpile over a foot? Why?
I deny that allegation.
Mr. Swan, that's not true. You moved it because it was irritating to you that she was on your property.
If it was on my property and I had right of claim, then I would have moved it.
Did you move it?
If it was on my property.
Did you move it?
Yes.
Then I'm saying to you, you're a fool, because that's not the way civilized people behave. It's just not. Especially when you're new in the neighborhood. It's ridiculous. However, I have a feeling that you acted badly as well.
I don't know why you would have that feeling, Your Honor.
Really? Because you were convicted of assault, madam, that's why. Your case here says that he falsely accused you of assaulting him, and you want to be compensated, and that he has damaged your house, and you want to be compensated. But when I read further in his answer, you were convicted of assault.
Can I explain to you why?
No.
Okay.
Once you're convicted, you cannot charge him with having falsely accused you of assaulting him. Do you understand?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Well,
if he brings fraudulent evidence into the courtroom and the Commonwealth attorney believed him, and the judge found him guilty based upon this fraudulent evidence.
Found you guilty. Found you guilty.
Found me guilty based upon his fraudulent evidence.
We don't revisit that, madam. You don't get to try the same case twice. So you have no claim against him for the false arrest. Now, you have a charge against him. You say that he's damaged your home.
Can I show you a videotape of this happening?
Yes. Damage to your home has not been litigated yet, as far as I know. Is that right? Is that right? Has the damage to your home been litigated?
I pressed a charge, but I withdrew it. We traded charges, basically. Which has been
Justice,
going on all the time.
Hold on a second. You filed charges with regard to the damage on your home that's in that video?
I did.
Did you subsequently drop those charges?
I did. I traded them for the appeal. I had a charge against him, he had a charge against me, and
you both agreed to withdraw those charges. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Then that's finished.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Quarter Biddy says she's at war with neighbor Mark Swan over a property line. She is suing him for damages to her home and for filing false charges with the police.
Do either of you two people have any fresh complaints about the other that have not been the subject of either a settlement or a lawsuit?
I do.
When?
Over the last year, he has almost totally destroyed the existing fence.
Is this the fence that's on his property?
Yes, it is.
The fence is on his property?
It's his, but it's my fence.
He can destroy whatever he wants to on his property.
No, he can't.
Oh, yes, he can.
No, he can't.
You say potato and I say potato, madam. He can, in fact, take down a fence that you erected if it's on his property.
But I didn't erect it. It was there. It was pre-existing.
Then you certainly have no complaint. If he took down a fence that you acknowledge is on his property, that you, in fact, did not put up, he has the right to take it down. He has the right to take it down even if you did put it up, if it's on his property. You can't erect a structure on somebody else's property.
I didn't. Oh. It was there before.
Okay. I've taken care of your claim. You have no claim. I'm coming back to you. You have a counterclaim. Your counterclaim is for medical bills and damages due to the assault. Has this been the subject of any other proceeding?
No.
You have never sued her for the medical bills as a result of the assault. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Let me see. The assault was in 2002, is that right?
June of 2002, right.
You have photographs of the assault? What is this that you're showing me? What is this that you're showing me?
These are attorney's fees, Your Honor. Those are prior proceedings, too.
I think that both of them need another kind of professional. Right?
Could be.
Your Honor, may I speak?
I see a mark on your arm, sir, a large bruise on your arm.
Right.
I want you to tell me when this happened and under what circumstances it happened, and then you will show me what I asked you for, which were the medical bills as a result of this assault.
Okay, I have an HMO that pays for the medical bill.
So you had no medical bills?
I have the receipts.
So you had no medical bills, the HMO covered it, so you want damages for your pain and suffering?
That's correct.
Okay. Tell me how this happened.
Okay, this is ongoing things she's throwing. Every time...
Just listen to me. Do you see this? I want you to tell me how this happened.
I had a boulder thrown at me. It went past my head. I put my arm up. It hit me right in the arm.
What kind of boulder?
It's a boulder the size of 2 fists, a rock.
A rock.
Right.
Where were you when this rock was thrown at you?
I was standing between the 2 houses on my side of the fence.
And what were you doing?
I was cutting my grass, working in the yard.
And what was Miss Quarterbitty doing?
Miss Quarterbitty was watching me, which is her favorite pastime. Every time I get near the fence, or if I'm cutting the grass near the fence, this upsets her, this agitates her.
Okay. So she picked up a rock and threw it at you?
Unprovoked a lot of times.
I'm not interested in a lot of time, sir. I'm interested in this time. This is the time when she was convicted of assault. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You saw a doctor how many times, sir?
I went twice.
What kind of treatment did you receive?
He gave me coated Tylenol, which is for the pain. It was a deep muscle bruise.
Were the police called after this?
Yes, they were.
Do you have a police report?
The police were not called on that day.
Not with me, Your Honor.
Police were not called on that day.
When were you contacted by the police, Miss Quarterbitty? Was it the day after?
No.
When was it?
It was, I guess, a couple of weeks later that some officer came into my yard and said I was under arrest. And I said, for what?
When did you call the police, sir?
June 30th, 2002.
And when did this incident occur?
June 30th, 2002.
Did you file a complaint?
Yes, I did. I went down to the magistrate's office immediately. I filed a complaint, and I went to Kaiser Permanente immediately.
Did you miss any work?
No, Your Honor.
Was there a hearing before a bench or before a jury?
Bench.
You waived a jury trial?
There was no question of jury trial at that point.
You had an attorney?
I didn't have an attorney. I didn't do anything. I didn't get an attorney because I had nothing to defend myself against. Your Honor, I have his complaint right here, a copy of his complaint.
I'd like to see it.
That he took down to the magistrate that morning. And the magistrate annotated on it. The magistrate annotated on it, red mark on right arm.
Right.
The picture you see is of an arm with quite an extensive injury, and it's not even him, frankly. If you look at the picture, there's no way to identify.
I want to tell you something, madam. If you threw a rock at him and he had a little mark on his right arm, you're way out of line.
I didn't throw a rock at him.
I don't believe you. I don't. If you threw a rock and it hit him, you're way out of line. I believe that you did. You have to stop fighting with each other because life is short. Do you understand? He is absolutely entitled to recover, Miss Quarterbitty, because you were convicted of assault. A judge hearing this case beyond a reasonable doubt found that you were, in fact, guilty of throwing a rock at him and causing him injury. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim in the amount of $2,500. You better stop it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think Judge Judy did a very good job.
Huh. On the basis of his false evidence, they found me guilty.
She's provoking me all the time, every time I'm out, even when I'm cutting the grass.
She's a jerk.
She has no life. This is what she does for a living.
It was never an assault. I mean, I went into court without a lawyer because I had nothing to defend.
8-year-old customer service rep Stephanie Martin is suing daycare provider Christina Acosta for a refund of babysitting fees and medical bills. Stephanie claims, due to Christina's negligence, her 9-month-old daughter fell down a staircase. Christina is countersuing for slander.
Miss Martin, you have a baby girl?
Yes, ma'am.
And how old is the baby?
She's 10 months.
Miss Acosta was your daycare provider for a period of time. It is your claim that while the baby was in Miss Acosta's care, she fell down a flight of stairs while in a walker. Correct. You want a refund of the money that you paid her because you paid for that week in advance, and you want the child's medical bills covered, and you want something for pain and suffering for the baby.
Correct.
Miss Acosta says, pretty much, when children are in daycare, accidents happen. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And she is counterclaiming. She says that you have been bad-mouthing her around town, which has caused her insurance to go up, and some people have left her business, so she's suing you for slander, defamation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The baby did, in fact, fall down the stairs while in your care.
Yes, correct.
So if Miss Martin said to other people that you were not a good daycare provider because you were negligent in allowing the baby to fall down the stairs, that would be true.
True.
So you can't sue her.
That's fine.
Good. How much did you pay each week for the baby to be
It was
cared for?
$20 a day, and I usually kept her in there for 4 days, so it was $80 a week.
And how much are you seeking back in fees that you prepaid?
$40.
That you had already paid for after this incident?
Correct.
Okay. And what are the medical bills?
One is $146 and one is $122.
The child is okay?
Yes, she is.
Lucky.
Yes.
How did she fall down the stairs?
I have a basement. The door was shut and it's always locked. All the children were watching TV. Destiny's in her walker, and she's just walking around. My friend of mine came over to the house, and I walked into the kitchen and retrieved a brochure for her. And I came back in to the living room. I noticed that 2 girls were gone. And I looked around, and then I heard Destiny in her walker near the dining room where the stairs are. And I heard the walker go to that first step. And I immediately ran to her.
But she fell down the stairs?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, if the basement door is locked, how did it get unlocked?
The 2 girls that snuck away unlocked the door and went downstairs.
How old are the 2 girls who snuck away?
3 years old.
And how is the door locked?
It's a doorknob that has a lock on it. I have pictures of them.
Just a regular doorknob with a lock on it?
Yes,
where
ma'am.
you press?
No, turn.
That's not sufficient. If you have a 3-year-old that can reach that, that's not sufficient. You have to have a latch and hook an eye all the way up on top so that the basement door can't be opened. You were negligent. How many children do you take care of, Ms. Acosta?
6.
How old are they?
They range from 6 years old, and Destiny was the youngest. At the time, she was 8 months.
So why don't you think you're responsible for these medical bills or return it for $40?
Ma'am, I never refused to pay for medical bills. Miss Martin refused to give me the medical bills. I have the police officer's narrative stating that she refused to give him the medical bills so he could photocopy them and give them to me.
So you're not a licensed daycare provider?
No, ma'am. You have to have more than 6 children in your care.
Can you be licensed if you have less than 6 children in your care?
You can if you would like, but it's not necessary in the state of Ohio.
But you can?
If you wish.
Okay. She chose to go to court. She chose not to give them to police, but she chose to pursue this by way of a civil remedy. I don't see... Listen, this was an accident. She was clearly negligent. Fortunately, your child was not injured. She had a couple of bumps and scrapes. It's not a case that I feel warrants $3,000 that you're suing for, but you certainly should have your expenses back. You certainly should have your money back. So I'm awarding you what that is, which is $308. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Ms. Acosta didn't even call me at work to let me know what had happened, didn't seek medical attention.
Any child care provider does their best.
Customer service rep Lori Lee is suing her niece, 20-year-old student Stormy Nation, for having her falsely arrested for assault. Stormy says Lori scratched her face.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 354 on the calendar in the matter of Lee versus Nation. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, folks.
Miss Lee, the defendant is your niece. According to the complaint that I read, it is your claim that she filed false charges against you, alleging that you had assaulted her. Assaulted her on a day that you were visiting your stepfather's ranch and she was there. Miss Nation says that you did in fact assault her and she legitimately contacted the police. That despite the fact that the charges, according to you, were ultimately dismissed.
Correct.
Okay. When was this incident involving your niece?
It actually took place on July 28th.
Where?
At my stepdad's ranch.
Is that where you live?
Yes.
And tell me what happened with your niece.
My kids and I had been invited to attend a rodeo with my stepdad's girlfriend, Deb. So on July 26th, which is a Friday, we were headed to the ranch. On our way there, we have to go through my hometown. When we got into the hometown, Stormy's dad, who is also my brother.
Is that you?
Yes.
My brother-in-law had a new semi, and he had it parked out in front of the bar.
Semi, let's finish that sentence.
Semi-truck.
Okay.
And my kids were all excited. They wanted to stop and see their Uncle Dwayne, so we stopped at the bar. I went inside the bar, and Stormy and Steve were seated at the end of the bar. I knew when I walked into the bar, I was visiting with other people. I could tell she'd given me an evil eye, that she was upset about something at that time. So when I approached Stormy, I said, "Hi, Stormy." She said, "Hi." I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I'm a little bit pissed at you." I said, "Stormy, I don't come up here. I don't call you guys. I don't want anything to do. I don't try to get involved in your little soap operas, but yet I still seem to get involved."
Did she tell you why she was annoyed with you?
For the simple fact that she did not think that I should be at the ranch. At that time, she was under the impression it was her ranch, her house, and that she had to say who could and could not be there.
Is that what you told her?
No. There was a time where I remember her coming in and talking to me, but I don't remember saying anything that I was ever upset with her.
Okay, fine.
We had the conversation, and I then stated I thought it would be a good idea if she was going to live at the ranch, that she purchase her own mobile home to live out there.
Just a second. Why are you giving her advice? I'm just curious. If you know she's annoyed with you, Why are you giving her advice?
Because we're having a civil conversation at that time.
So that's on the 26th of July. Can we move over to the 28th of July, please?
Yes. Which was a Sunday. We had been to the rodeo the day before. Stormy and Steve came home. The kids and my stepdad were out.
And you were staying at the ranch?
Yes, we were.
Okay, and they were living at the ranch?
We were living, yes.
Good.
Okay, so they arrived Sunday morning. I'm in the kitchen cleaning up from breakfast, doing the dishes, and I said hi when they walked in, and Stormy snottily to me said, under her breath, hi. So I then asked her why she
had an attitude.
Had an attitude with me. She then tried to leave and go to her bedroom. I followed her.
Why?
Because we're having a discussion.
Well, she didn't want to have a discussion. Discussion takes two people. She didn't want to have anything to do with you. She was leaving. What happened when you followed her?
Then she tried to shut the door. I pushed the door open. I said, no, we're going to talk. I want to talk to you now. She sat on the edge of the bed. We had a very short-lived conversation.
Well, what did you say to her and what did she say to you?
It was just...
She tried to go into her room. You pushed your way into her room. She sat at the edge of her bed. You had a short conversation. I want to know what the conversation was.
It was all based on this. She didn't think that I should be at the ranch.
When she had forced herself into my room, I said, Lori, I don't want to talk to you. I said, I don't have an attitude problem, and that was it. I said, I don't want to talk about it. And she said, well, we're going to talk about it. And she had a hold of me, pushing me on the bed, holding me in my room.
Okay, go ahead.
She's like, we're going to talk about this. I said, no, we're not. And I got out of my room and went outside. That's when I went outside. And a minute, two, behind me, here she came.
And what happened when she came up behind you?
We started talking. She's like, you know, we just need to talk about this. We need to work out our problems. And I said, what problems? I don't have an attitude problem. I said, I've never done anything to you. I just don't want to talk to you right now. I said, you're making me mad and it's making me upset. And so we decided that was enough. We hugged and thought it was all over. Then I went over to help my grandpa in the garden. And then that's when she followed me over there. She's constantly yelling at me, saying that I have a bad mouth, I'm spoiled, I need to have my attitude adjustment.
Now, what did she say when you were in the garden?
She was just constantly screaming at me.
You mean while you were helping your grandfather in the garden? She was screaming at you?
Yes.
What was she saying?
Cussing at me.
What did she say? I can take it.
That I was a spoiled, the B word. And I said, no, I'm not. I started getting upset, and I started cussing back at her. I said, why don't you just, and I said the F word, just drop it. Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. And she said that my mouth was worse than my mother's mouth. And I constantly just kept saying, Lori, F, drop it. I said, I'm not going to talk to you about this. And she said, come over to my face and say it. And I was like, no. And I was talking to my grandpa, and we're working in there. She's like, well, come on, why don't you say it? Come over here and say it to my face. I'll slap you. And I was approximately this far away from the fence. And I just leaned over, and I said, F you to her face. And
put your hand down. I'm listening to her.
And that's when she reached over to try to slap me. I grabbed her arms right here. I may have dug my fingernails into her arms right here, but she was swinging at me, and I had fell over the fence. And I believe I might have caught her shirt. I think that's how her shirt ripped. And I had caught her shirt, but that was it. And then I walked into the house and was proceeding to go to the bathroom because I had blood on my face, which I have
blood
pictures.
From what?
Her scratches.
Oh, she scratched you in the face.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And so I was going to the bathroom to clean up my face. She had followed me in again and grabbed me right in front of the stereo when we walked in the house. And that's when my husband came in and stood in between us and said, that's enough. You guys need to knock it off. After I was done cleaning my face, I went back outside to finish helping my grandfather. And she proceeded to get her things and the kids and leave.
The assault that you're referring to are the scratches on your face. Is that right?
Yes.
That was the assault?
Yes.
When did you call the police?
I went to town right after that, right after she left, and went to the courthouse.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Lori Lee is suing her niece 20-year-old student Stormy Nation for having her falsely arrested for assault. Stormy says Lori scratched her face.
Can I see the copy of the complaint that you filed?
Would you like to see the pictures?
Mm-hmm. I would.
Those are the complaints, I believe.
Miss Lee, were you arrested on a charge of assault, or is the false arrest that you're talking about really Miss Nation's application for a protective order?
They had a warrant for my arrest.
Can I see the paperwork she has, please? All minutes. Thank you. Other than this hearing that you went to before a judge for the restraining order, did you go to court for anything else involving this incident?
No.
Okay. The only decision that I have to make today is whether Miss Nation, your niece, whether she was within her rights to go to court and say, I want a protective order against my aunt because this is what she did to me, and she was following me around, and I want her to leave me alone. And Miss Lee, based upon what I've heard from both of you, despite the fact that the court after the hearing dismissed the case because the judge said the evidence suggests that you raised your hand first against her, which you seem to say also in your complaint, that you went to slap her in the face and she caught your hand. That's what you said you did. You went to slap her and she got your hand. It's also clear to me that you probably say to yourself, listen, I'm the grown-up, I'm her aunt, I want to clear this up with my niece. She's not going to get away with, you know, disrespecting me, but she's a grown-up. She's not 10 or 11 years old. You can't put her in a timeout. You can't presume to retrain her if you think that she's not acting properly with you, which is really what you wanted to do. We wanted to clear the air. She didn't want to talk to you. She had an absolute right to file this case. Now, I'll hear you say one final thing, Miss Lee.
I did not slap her. She told me to F you. I had apologized to her. I went out to the yard and I said, Stormy, I am sorry. I do not want to fight with you. And
I told her to come and say that to my face, and she did. I raised my hand as if to slap her.
As if to slap her. That's
Listen,
the key point.
she's
I would not slap
she
her.
is not in a mind reader. You raise your hand in that kind of a heated moment, and she grabbed your hand because she thought you were going to slap her in the face. That's what you said in any event. Miss Lee, she had every right, based upon what happened that day, to file an application for protective order against you. So your case for false arrest is denied. That's all. Step out.
Why does Dr. Judy step out?
Jealousy.
Stating that I'm jealous.
The relationship between my grandfather and I.
If anybody's jealousy, it's my sister.
She's angry.
She has her hate.
And she's upset.
That her mother and I feel for each other.
That I was right and she was wrong.
And it's really sad.
Nothing really to do with her anymore.
Lucille Lasso is suing her son-in-law, project manager Jeff Kozlowski, for an unpaid loan to build a fence. Jeff says the money was a gift to him and his wife.
Miss Lasso, the defendant is your son-in-law.
Right.
And I assume that this is your daughter. Is that right?
Correct.
Is this also a daughter?
Yes.
According to your complaint, you made a loan to your son-in-law and your daughter in the amount of $1,000. You made that loan about a year ago, and it was for them to be able to put a fence around their swimming pool. Mr. Kozlowski says that there was no loan, that this was a gift, that you made the gift not only to them, but to other of your children in the same amount of money, and that the only time that it became a loan was when the family had a falling out. Is that right, sir?
That's very accurate.
Okay. So when did you write a check or hand them the $1,000?
On 7th month, on the 13th, 02.
And tell me how that came about, Mrs. Lasso.
Debbie.
Your daughter.
My daughter. She asked me, they had put up a pool, and she wanted to put a fence up. But I told her, because I had been giving money to my son, I bought him a car. I moved my daughter out here from Chicago, and I told her I was using too much money, and that I would loan her the $1,000, but I wanted it back within a year. And the three of us were in his kitchen. And it was quite clear, I said in front of them, this money I want back, because I have been spending too much.
You said you gave your son money to buy a car.
Right.
How much did you give your son to buy the car?
$3,500.
And how much of the $3,500 has he paid you back?
$1,000.
When was the last time you received a payment from your son?
Oh, I'd say 5, 6 months ago.
Prior to July 13th, how much money had you given your daughter and son-in-law?
Didn't I keep it? I gave them a lot of money. Well, they did a lot for me. I loved them to death. And when they needed something, if I needed something, it was mutual. One hand washed the other.
What kind of work did they do for you?
He put a patio in for me. She did all my gardening.
And how much did you pay them for that?
I paid them in buying things.
What?
He put my patio...
Like what?
I'm telling you.
He put your patio in, and what did you...
Put my patio. I bought him a guitar for $400.
Guitar for $400.
And we would go shopping.
Patio. Okay, go ahead.
To put it in.
All right. I'm getting the picture. Now, what happened between your daughter and you after July?
I moved my daughter out here, and she did not like that.
Who did not like that?
Debbie did not like that. She became very hateful, very belligerent, and we had a big fight. In fact, she put a restraining order against Julie, and she did nothing. And she lied. And she filed it in behalf of me, which I had nothing to do with. So when I went...
She filed it on behalf of you?
Yes. She came to my house, and I said, "You did what?" I said, "Get out of my house. That's it. I will never give you another penny." So we went to court, and she has the paper that she filed, and none of it is true. None of it.
Okay, so you had a big fight with your daughter. And what month was that, would you say?
August she filed it.
Well, we're talking about now over a year ago. When did you decide to get this money from her?
They stashed a pool, an old rusty pool, under my deck. So my son offered to come over and help Mr. Kozlowski take the pool out from under my deck because it was no good. It was garbage.
Yes.
So my daughter-in-law walked across the street and asked Jeff if he would help my son move the pool out from under my deck. And he said, "No, I'll never do anything over there."
This was after you told your daughter that you were angry and that she was never going to get another penny from you.
Oh, that was before that. This was later.
This was before.
This was almost a year later. We haven't talked for 14 months.
I got it.
And when we do, it's something sarcastic or something.
I'm asking you when this business about the rusty old pool took place.
That was right before I filed the paper.
Recently?
August.
Recently?
Recently.
And after he said he's not moving the pool, then you filed this.
All right, correct. And then I asked her, "Are you ever going to start paying me for that fence?" Because it had already been a year. And she says, "No, prove it."
Okay, now I'll hear you. Go ahead.
My mother-in-law came over to our house and sat in our kitchen, gave us $1,000. They actually gave my wife $1,000. And the check was made out to me, and because I was going to the bank that day. That's why I'm here. This is pretty much between the words loan, borrow, pay me back were never uttered at that time.
Well, tell me about it, Ms. Kozlowski. Tell me about this $1,000.
Well, she gave me $1,000. She also gave, and the $3,500 for the car has nothing to do with this. She also gave my brother another $1,000, and she gave my niece, her granddaughter, $1,000, all within the same 2 months, as gifts. There was no loan or anything ever mentioned.
So that's a conclusion. That's for me to decide. Tell me about the day when she gave your brother the check.
I asked her, or I don't recall exactly why, but she said she was giving it to him because of all the work that he'd done around her house, and it was just because he was low on money, and he opted to use that as a mortgage payment, and I opted to use it for a fence.
Ms. Lasso, I have to make a judgment as to whether or not I believe that when you gave your daughter this, listen to me carefully, that when you gave your daughter this money, this $1,000 check, you anticipated its return and that there was a clear understanding between you and your daughter and son-in-law that this was a loan.
Yes, ma'am.
And I find that it was not a loan. I find that it was a gift that you made, and that your argument with your daughter and son-in-law, which escalated into a Cold War, unfortunately, between the three of you, ultimately reached its crescendo when your son-in-law was asked to get rid of this pool that was stored, and he said he's not helping. And it was shortly thereafter that you decided you were going to file a lawsuit against them for $1,000. All I want to know is, do you have a check there?
Yes,
Is your
ma'am.
canceled check
I didn't
on it?
write it.
Shh.
Okay.
Does your canceled check say loan or anything that would suggest a memorandum that the money was going to be returned?
No.
When you gave your son $1,000, was there anything on his check that indicated gift or loan?
No. This was strictly
So
verbal.
you may be angry with your daughter. That doesn't mean lawsuit. That doesn't mean case. Your case is dismissed.
Ma'am,
It was a gift.
can
That's
I
all.
say something?
Thank you.
Thank you. Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, we know who's lying here, don't we? Go ahead
always
and
you.
smile. Don't smile.
My sibling has been threatening me.
Debbie and I haven't talked for 5 years.
For 10 years.
Debbie doesn't like me. She never did.
Threatened me at my father's funeral.
In fact, she's estranged from our entire family.
I got tired of her threats, and I said, I'm going to stop it.
The whole family, nobody talks to her.
We'll never admit she's wrong and never admit she's sorry about anything.
Nobody wants her there because she picks fights with everybody.
It's too bad for my mother. She's the one who's losing, not me.
Daycare provider Susan Johnson is suing seamstress Blanca Weiss for ruining her daughter's wedding dress 2 days before the wedding. Susan also claims Blanca ruined her gown as well.
Quiet in the courtroom, please. This is case number 360 on the calendar in the matter of Johnson versus Weiss. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Johnson, it was your daughter who was getting married, is
Yes,
that right?
ma'am.
Your complaint is that you took her wedding dress, I assume this is your daughter,
Yes.
and the dress that you were intending to wear to the wedding. You took it to the defendant's shop for the purposes of having the two dresses altered.
Yes.
Your daughter's dress needed to be hemmed and needed the train removed.
Correct.
And what had to be done to your dress?
My dress needed to be altered in the top, right through here and through the shoulders so it would fit better.
Okay.
And it needed to be hemmed.
Anyway, you claimed that she destroyed or damaged the dresses. You want to be compensated to the tune of $2,500. That's what you're suing her for. And Ms. Weiss said she didn't damage dresses at all. Who did you buy the dresses from?
I bought the dresses at David's Bridal.
They don't do alterations?
They do alterations, but because they are under an agreement with the manufacturer, they couldn't take the train off of Patsy's dress. So I had to take it somewhere else because
That
it would
sounds
alter.
like a lot of nonsense to me.
Well, that's what they told me.
All right, so you bought these dresses, and how do you claim that she damaged the dresses?
The hem on my daughter's wedding dress is completely ruined. It's longer in spots. It's uneven. As you can see right here, this is how it was finished in the back of the dress, where the train was removed. You can see where it goes like this. It's like this all over the dress. I have pictures to show you.
Okay, so let me see the pictures.
These are the wedding dress.
Okay.
On the day of the wedding, Patsy was afraid that she would trip and fall on the dress because it was too long.
I mean, I see it, and I see the way she looks in it. Your daughter looks lovely in the dress. She looks lovely in the dress. Okay, and what was wrong with your dress?
My dress was supposed to be altered in the top because it was too big. It was a little bit too big, and it didn't fit right. And
how many fittings did you have?
One fitting. That's all I was told was needed.
And this is the way the dress looked when it was on you?
Yes.
So what's wrong with it?
It's too big. The top, do you see the puckers on the side, right, the breast
Okay.
area, and the back
Okay, so you
also?
weren't happy with the alteration. So what happened? You went to pick up the dresses.
I went to pick up the dresses. I walked in the shop. My daughter's dress was hanging outside of the garment bag. It didn't even look like the same dress. It was dingy. It was wrinkled. And the hem was, you could see it from a distance, that it was completely crooked.
How much was it going to be to hem the dress and remove the train?
$75 for the wedding dress.
$75 to do that?
Correct.
And was Miss Weiss charging you anything additionally to clean and steam the dress?
She was going to charge me. I asked her to clean the dress and to press the dress and put it back the way it was when I brought it in. And she told me that she wasn't going to do it. And I was going to have to pay for it to be cleaned and pressed.
Well, that's absolutely right, of course.
Well, I'm sorry, but I disagree with that. I believe that it should be given back to me the way that I brought it to her. It wasn't dirty and wrinkled. And
How did you expect someone to work on a dress of that size and to do the kind of alteration that they wouldn't do in the place where you purchased the dress without touching it?
I expect to receive it back pressed and cleaned and ready for the wedding.
Miss Johnson, you purchased a dress someplace where they would not assume the responsibility of altering it the way that you wanted. Now, I don't know why Ms. Weiss did, but you bring it to her, and it's a big job. $75 to do the alterations is a bargain. And with that, you also want cleaning and pressing of the dress that anybody else would charge you at least another $75 for if you brought it to another cleaner's to clean and press a wedding dress. And you want that all for the same price. That's Reasonable.
If she got it dirty, she doesn't have to clean it?
Reasonable. Now, when you picked up your daughter's dress and your dress, tell me what happened in the shop.
On prior occasions, I had paid with a check for hems done in bridesmaids' dresses. I attempted to pay for the alterations with a check. She wouldn't accept one. I told her, well, I'll be back later. I went home, and in between the time I left her shop and arrived home, she called my house and told my daughter that I was a rude, and that...
were you rude when you were there?
I was very upset. I wasn't rude. I told her I would be back. I was upset. The dresses were awful.
Well, when you say you were upset, I want you to tell me how you displayed the fact that you were upset.
I was very quiet. I said to her, the dress is wrinkled, it's dirty. She said, you brought it to me like that. I knew at that point in time that it was useless to even try and reason with her because I knew what was coming.
What was coming?
This. I ended up with the dresses just as they were. They were unfit for the wedding.
Just a second. Did you take them someplace else to have them cleaned?
I didn't have time. It was 2 days before the wedding.
When did you brought the dress into her?
I took it in on the 15th.
15th of what?
Of September.
And when did you pick it up?
On the 24th.
When were you supposed to pick it up?
We waited for her to call. She didn't call. We finally had to call her, and she asked us, when is your wedding? That was on like the 23rd. She had the dresses for 9 days.
You mean when you brought the dresses in and went for a fitting, you didn't say to her, my daughter's wedding is this and such a date, and I want to pick up the dresses in 5 days or in 7 days?
No, I just assumed that she would be calling me. She said she would be calling me. I assumed it would be in a timely manner.
So then you went home, and then what happened?
My daughter told me what she said. I called her back on the telephone. I told her that I didn't appreciate her calling my house and talking to my daughter. I told her that I was going to take her to court because I wasn't happy with the dresses. I wanted them cleaned, I wanted them fixed, and I wanted them back like I brought them.
You didn't want them back like you brought them.
Well, I wanted them pressed and cleaned. They were dirty.
You wanted them pressed and cleaned, but you didn't want to pay for it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Susan Johnson claims seamstress Blanca Weiss ruined her daughter's wedding dress 2 days before the wedding. Blanca denies the charge and says an irate Susan threatened her.
So what did you do?
So then I told her I was taking her to court. She told me to go ahead, and here we are today.
Just a minute, but somehow you got the dresses back.
Yes, she told me that when I got ready to come in to pick up the dresses that I needed to bring the police with me because she wasn't releasing anything to me. So I had to wait out front for the police. When I went in, I paid her for the dresses. We took pictures in the shop, and we left.
You paid her $75 to do your daughter's dress, and how much to do yours?
$22.
And how much did you pay for your daughter's dress?
$400.
And how much did you pay for your dress?
I paid $30.
So could you explain why you're suing her for $2,500?
Because my daughter was intimidated and scared. She was afraid she was going to fall.
I got you. So for your pain and suffering and aggravation.
For her.
Okay. Now, Ms. Weiss, I'll hear you.
They came to the store. She said she wanted the train off. I thought it was a very simple dress. It didn't have any applications or anything in the hem. So I said, fine. I told her it was going to be $75, and they agreed to do that. And they did tell me the wedding date, and I accept, and I say, we will have it done. I go about my business, and I do a lot of work. Then she calls to see if the dress was ready, and I said, no, it's not ready. We have plenty of time, but if you want the dress right away, I'll stop and I'll work on the dress, which I did. The following day, I had it ready, and I called her, and I told her it was ready. The dress is a full skirt, and in a dress, when it's full skirt, it makes waves. And because it makes waves, you might think there's parts longer than other parts because of the waves that it does. This dress had this type of hem in the bottom. Wedding dresses normally have this in the bottom. I took this off and I put it on the wedding dress that I cut because what it is,
you
this
put
helps,
the backing on again. Could I see the wedding dress?
Because this helped the dress to stay up. Otherwise, the dress would be flimsy like the mother's dress.
I see.
So it's this.
No,
so
it's a stiffer material.
It's a stiff material, and I do this type of alterations all the time.
So I understand what you did. You did not just make a hem. You removed that heavy material.
Yes.
And then you sewed it back on in order to give it the same look, but it did have a wave to it.
Yes, and it had it before. This type of dresses, it will because of the flare of the dress. This is a full skirt dress. If you pick it up like this dress goes all the way up.
Fine.
So it gives those waves. So I did that. I didn't see any spots
I got you.
on the dress.
I see what you're talking about now. You're absolutely
So I got
right.
it ready. I hanged it up there, and I called him and tell him it was ready. The lady came in to pick up the dress. She saw it. I put the bag back, and when the lady went to pay me with a check, I told her we did not accept checks, and I had the sign posted in my bag where it says no checks in final payments. So the lady got upset. She says that it was a cheapie store, did not, everybody receives checks. And I said, I'm sorry, we don't. She got upset and she started saying words that I did not understand. And she left very upset. That's why when she left, I did call the owner of the dress, that I thought it was the daughter. And I told her that when she was ready to come, be her to pick up the dress, because I didn't need her mother to be rude to me. I only did my job. Like 2 hours later, this lady calls, and the only thing she says, I am going to get you fired, and I am going to take you to court. And she hung up. So, okay. So,
now,
anyway.
Ms. Johnson, your daughter wore the dress when?
On September 27th. I have a picture.
And what did you do? I'd like to see it. What did you do with the dress after she wore it?
I put it in a garment bag and put it away.
And it hasn't been cleaned?
It has been cleaned. I took it to the cleaner a couple of days ago.
How much did it cost you to have it cleaned?
$75.
That's exactly what I said.
Correct.
So you wanted her to alter the dress, removing the entire hem, cutting it down, putting it back on, removing the train, and have it cleaned, a job that cost you $75. You wanted her to do that for $75.
It wasn't dirty when she got the dress.
Oh, please, you're not getting my point.
She had the dresses in the floor, cutting them to hem them. Other people's
Miss Johnson, when someone works on a garment like that over a course of a day and a half, it is not going to be in the same pristine condition as when you take it out of a bridal store. Now, if you had bought it at her shop, perhaps she would have given you that service for nothing. I don't know how the bridal business works, but you buy it one place and you take it to her, and you want her to do 2 jobs for the price of 1, and you didn't even buy your dresses there. You're being totally unreasonable, and your lawsuit is dismissed. And if your daughter did not have a happy day because her hem was a little bit puckered, she better get a life for herself, too. That's all. Your lawsuit's dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think that if she dirtied the dress, if she ruined it, she should have to pay for it.
I thought I'd do a good job. I've been in business for 23 years, and for a small business to survive, you either have to be good or you have to be good.
25-year-old network engineer Melissa McCauley is suing her former best friend, 25-year-old pharmaceutical sales rep Tristan Cianciolo, for unpaid loans for rent and a Las Vegas vacation.
Miss McCauley, how long have you and the defendant been friends?
I've known the defendant since 2nd grade.
Did you go to college together?
Yes.
According to your complaint, Miss McCauley, the defendant owes you a lot of money. You claim a series of loans to her that started a while ago. Defendant says that you were just helping her out and it was a gift. Are those prescription glasses that you're wearing?
Yes. Unless I'd have to read something, I can take them off.
Oh, perfect. I would prefer that. Okay. Tell me about the first loan that you made to the defendant.
She was going through a rough time, and she was actually going to get evicted from her apartment probably the next day unless I was able to get her the funds.
How did she contact you?
Through a phone call.
Tell me about the phone call.
She said that the roommate that she had originally signed the lease with, she had moved out. She said that it came to the point where they were going to evict her if she didn't get the money to them next day. So she asked me to take my money out of my account and deposit it to her account, which I have documentation of.
Okay, let me see. And what did you say when she asked you to do this?
Well, it was a lot of money, and I was just like, well, as long as you can pay me back, that I would lend it to her. And she assured me that she'd pay me back.
So you lent her this money on October the 10th?
Yes.
And she said she would pay you back. Did she start to pay you back?
No, Your Honor.
Did you ask her for any of the money back?
I asked her for the status of it, and she said that she didn't have the money to give me at the time, and she was actually trying to get the funds from her ex-roommate.
So then you wanted to go away for New Year's Eve together?
Yeah.
And you went to Vegas. Tell me about it.
Well, I asked her if she wanted to go to the trip, and she said she would, and I told her I would pay for the expenses and she would pay me back.
So Despite the fact that she made no payments on the $3,000, you decided to, according to you, advance her more money to go on the trip to Vegas for New Year's. From Florida? You were living in Florida at the time? You had to fly from Florida to Vegas because that's the only place that you could celebrate New Year's. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Looking back,
I'm listening. I'm just listening.
Looking back at it, I wasn't wise.
Right. Now, so you went, and she still paid you no money, right? Didn't pay any money in January when you got back?
I was actually waiting for the girl. I was in a lawsuit. I wanted to get the money from her to be able to pay Melissa back.
Did you say to her, as soon as my lawsuit settles, I'll pay you back?
Basically, but the lawsuit hasn't settled.
That's not an answer.
I don't recall exactly what I said, but I believe that she was under the impression, and we've had discussions about it, that as soon as I did get the money from this girl and the lawsuit settled, that I would pay her back. But this girl skipped out, and she's not even here.
Is that what you discussed with her?
Those terms weren't defined. This is between myself and the defendant. It's not between myself and her roommate.
So she didn't pay you back in October. She didn't pay you back in December. So in January, you lent her yet another sum of money. Tell me about that.
Well, while we were on the trip, we were discussing her future, and she had mentioned that she really would like to go to real estate school and get her license. She could make a lot of money. She could pay me back in no time. But she needed $1,000 in order to do so. So I was thinking, if I enabled her to go to school, she'd be able to get a job and pay me back the money that she owed me faster.
You have documentation that you put money in her account or a check?
I have a carbon copy and a statement.
Okay, so you gave her another $1,000 on the 23rd of January.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then what happened?
And then, through mutual friends, I heard that she didn't even use the money for the real estate school. And from that point forward, I tried to call her to arrange some sort of payment plan, and she's avoided my phone calls.
Okay, I'm ready.
Well, basically, we've always done things for each other. When she needed something from me, I've always done things for her. And granted, when she did loan me the money, I did intend on paying her back, and I think that I did make her feel as if I was going to pay her back as soon as I had the money. But I think there was a miscommunication there just because I was referring more so to if the case with this other roommate went, if I got the money from her, not out of my own pocket.
Is what you're telling me, madam, that you acknowledge, you used the word loan, that you did, in fact, tell her that this was a loan?
We've had
several. You did say that.
I really don't recall all the conversations, and I realize I do feel bad. I mean, being friends in second grade, I've lost our friendship, on the level that I had it, so that definitely bothers me. But, I'm going through a rough time.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you a simple question. Did you view this as a loan when she gave you the money?
I guess in some respects, yes.
Fine. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,796.05. Thank you, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Too much money, not enough communication, not enough, basically not enough communication on what the terms were going to be.
I would have paid her. I'm not going to not pay her.
I lent $1,000 and it wasn't, used for its intended use.
I missed the deadline for the school. What was I supposed to? I can't tell them when to put what dates I can go to school. I missed the deadline.
It definitely drove some sort of a wedge between our friendship, but, in general, I'm a forgiving person.
I'd like to see us become friends.
Homemaker Almira Simon is suing 26-year-old dog groomer Chauncey Smith for stealing money while pet sitting. Chauncey is countersuing for non-payment of services rendered.
All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 386 on the calendar, matter of Simon versus Smith. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, folks.
Miss Simon, you hired the defendant to house sit for you when you were going away on vacation. You also have pets, is that right?
Right.
And you had never used her services before, but she came highly recommended from somebody else.
Right.
It is your claim that while you were away, she allowed unauthorized people in the home.
Correct.
When you came home, you paid her.
Right.
And within a day or so of your arriving home, a neighbor told you that there had been people in the house. At that point, you claimed that you went back into the house, you checked around, and you found money that you had left in an unlocked drawer had been taken, $900 in $100 bills.
Correct.
And also that as a result of her allowing unauthorized people in the house, you decided to change the locks. So you are suing her for $1,000, which is for the locks and the $900. Ms. Smith says she did not take your money. She does not know who took your money, if any money was ever there. And she does acknowledge, I believe, that there were people in the house, people or persons in the house, that she had not asked your permission about before you left. Right?
Well, actually, when we were meeting before the job, I had asked if I could have people over, Your Honor.
You say people. She says your boyfriend over. You actually had somebody staying over.
I didn't ask.
That, just a second. Is that right?
Yes, I had
Sleeping
somebody
over.
stay the night.
Right, okay. Which certainly you hadn't discussed with her.
No, not that.
Right. Okay. How long have you been doing this kind of work?
Oh, I've been pet sitting for people that I've known for years.
Because you have a counterclaim. After you found this money missing, according to what I read, you stopped payment on her paycheck.
Correct. Yes.
So she's got a counterclaim for her paycheck and bank fees. When you've had people house sit for you before, is that right?
Correct.
When did you leave?
August 31st.
And when did you come home?
We got home about 3:30 on Thursday afternoon on September 11th.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Maltese, 3, 2 boys and a girl.
And you came home and found them in pretty good shape?
They seemed very nervous.
Nervous, whatever. You found them in good shape.
Yes.
I mean, you didn't take them
yes.
to a psychiatrist. They were in
Yeah.
good shape.
Yeah.
They were fed, they were okay, they were
Right.
relatively clean.
Right.
All right. Now, when you came home, you paid her, so I assume that the house looked okay to you.
I didn't pay her the day we came home. I paid her on a Saturday.
So I assume that when you came home on Thursday, you looked at your house Thursday, you looked at your house Friday, you looked at your house Saturday morning, everything looked in order, and that's when you paid her.
Yes.
So there was nothing untoward in your house when you came home.
I wasn't aware of anything until...
Fine. Then what happened?
Then on Sunday, our neighbor across the street, who I asked to watch the house while we were gone, mentioned to me that the first day that we left, Chauncey had brought a lady with a baby over and stayed overnight there and also stayed there while she was at work. He also mentioned that there was a lot of cars going in and out of our driveway at our house, and one evening there was about 6 cars out there that I was not aware of, and then I stopped payment on the check on Sunday morning.
Why did you do that?
I stopped payment after I found that the $900 that I had hidden in my desk was missing.
Miss Simon, I want you to prove to me that there was $900 in your desk.
I have some ads here that I advertised a rainbow swing set. That's a very expensive swing set. I started advertising it at $2,800 and ended up advertising it again in Trader Publications 3 different times for $2,300. The third time I advertised it, I sold it. A fellow came to the house, bought it, gave me $1,800 in cash. That was all $100 bills.
Yes, go ahead. I don't have to look at it.
Okay.
And when was that?
And that was the end of May.
Okay, so go ahead.
So I kept the money in my office. We used it as cash here and there. So when we went to the movies, I didn't have to go to the ATM. When I went on vacation, I pulled out $600 of that money and put the $900 back, and I had it in an envelope that was marked. Every time I took money out, I would mark it that I took it out, and I put it back in the office I put it between papers and a whole file system. So this person that took the money, who I think was the person with the baby, had to go through this desk methodically to look for that money. And
Miss Simon, according to Miss Smith, you had certain rooms locked off while she was house sitting.
Yes.
What rooms did you have locked off?
We had the bonus room locked off because
Which one?
The bonus room, because we put our golf clubs in there. I had a bedroom locked up.
Why did you lock up the bedroom?
Because we had painting done, and all our figurines and expensive things were in boxes, and I wanted all that stuff wrapped, all locked up.
That's 2 rooms where you could have put this $900.
Right.
What else was locked up?
A closet in my bedroom.
Why did you lock up your closet?
Because I had my clothes and my jewelry in there.
Then you take out the $900 if you had $900 and you put it in your closet.
I wish I had thought of that, but
Well,
hadn't.
You can't blame her for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to accuse you of lying to me, but I'm saying to you that if I have cash and I take the trouble to lock up methodically certain rooms in the house for certain things, and don't go into your den, which you leave open, and take out an envelope full of cash, not figurines that you have to pawn, not something else, and put them in your closet along with your jewelry, I find that suspect.
Elmira Simon says pet sitter Chauncey Smith stole money from her home while she was away on vacation.
I don't buy, A, that there was $900 in cash in your desk. And B, even if there was, she's not responsible.
Well, someone had been in that desk.
Well, I have no idea when that happened. Maybe it happened the Friday when you came home. Who is this person here?
This is my husband.
Maybe he took it on Friday. You know, I know you're laughing. I mean, I could make up a whole scenario.
Right.
You know, he's got a 22-year-old girlfriend who flies, and he wanted to give it to us so that they could go to Costa Rica together.
Believe me, I could...
Right, sir? I mean, I could make up a whole litany of stories. She's not the only one who's entitled to the house.
Okay, but believe me, I could kick myself for not thinking about that.
Simon, you got my drift?
Yeah, I got your drift.
You cannot establish the fact that even if you had this $900, that she had anything to do with taking it.
Well,
so therefore...
He saw the money before we left.
Listen to me. He may have seen the money before you left. He took it on Friday.
I think he would have
He took it on Saturday. I have no idea where your money is, if it was there at the beginning. And I tell you this, common sense indicates to me that somebody who's so methodical, who writes down every time they take out, who has an envelope, and on the envelope writes down September 1st took out $100, right? September 15th took out $200. That kind of person who's so methodical and who takes the trouble of locking 3 separate areas in the house doesn't take out this money, especially...
Let me tell you.
No. It's quiet. Especially when you say, you might have said, well, I forgot that I had the money there. That's possible. You know, sometimes listen, I'm speaking. Sometimes I take money and I'll put them in a boot. You know, I'll take a couple $100 or I'll take $20 or $40, put it in a boot for mad money. And then at my age, I forget. So that I forget that it's there. And all of a sudden I go put on a pair of shoes. I can't get my foot in the shoes. And it's because so if you said to me, I had the money in my desk drawer and I forgot. I say, well, you know, that's possible to have money in your desk drawer and forget about it. But that's not what you said. You said you went there right before you went on vacation and took out $600 to go with you on vacation. When you take out the envelope, you say, I have a locked room downstairs, I have a locked bedroom, and I have a locked closet. So I'm going to take the rest of this money, the rest of this $900, and I'm locking it up. Your lawsuit's dismissed. Now, let me get to your counterclaim.
All right.
You got it.
Okay.
You got it. She had absolutely no right to put a stop payment on your check. Absolutely none. You shouldn't have had people over at the house. Whether you had people over at the house, shouldn't have done it.
Absolutely.
But there is no indication that having those people over at the house caused any damage to the house. The house looked perfect to her when she came home. She lived there 3 days, and then she came and paid you. And the dogs looked fine. So she had no basis to put a stop payment on your check, which was $335 on the counterclaim. Judgment for the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think that the girl she had in the house with the baby took the money, because she was in that house by herself.
In hindsight, maybe it wasn't the best decision, but I've pet sat before, but they're poor people I know.
She had to go through my master bedroom to find out that my closet was locked. I mean, how would she know that unless she walked in there?
She told me before she left that she was locking the bedrooms. That's how I knew that they were locked.
I should have locked it up like I locked everything else up.
I'm sticking with pet sitting for people that I know and that I trust.
Vicki Young is suing her ex-boyfriend, machinist David Page, for the return of personal property and mental anguish. David is countersuing, also for the return of property and for defamation of character.
Ms. Young, I gather from your complaint that you and the defendant lived together for 15 or 16 years.
Yes.
You have no children together?
No.
But you had 3 children from previous marriage who, according to Mr. Page, he supported during those 15 years because you were not receiving child support, and he took care of you as a family. That be a fair statement?
Yes.
This is your complaint. Your complaint says that there came a time when you had an argument. According to you, he accused you of cheating. According to him, it was something else, and that you were jealous and he couldn't take it anymore. He locked you out of the house, and you claim that he has certain property that is rightfully yours that he will not let you get. So that's what your lawsuit is about.
Yes.
Correct? And you're also suing for mental anguish. I'm not interested in you. If you had enough of him, you should have left him before. You don't get compensated for mental anguish. If he wasn't good to you, you should have packed up your bag and left. Got it?
Right.
Mr. Page says, on the other hand, that you took property from him that you were not entitled to take. He doesn't have any property that belongs to you, and that you defamed his character. He's going to tell me about that, and he wants to be compensated. So when and under what circumstances did you leave the, it's not the marital home, the cohabitation home, for want of a better word?
August 21st, and it was a Friday morning, about 4:30 in the morning.
So what happened on August 21st?
He was mad at me. I was in bed. He had gotten up, took a shower, came back, and put his forearm down on my neck, pushed my face down into the pillow, and I couldn't breathe, so I had to move the pillow. And he told me that I was out cheating on him the night before, and that he wanted me out, and he wanted me to bring the dogs to the pound. So that day is when I moved, and he pulled my hair a couple times.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Says ex-boyfriend David Page attacked her and then kicked her out of their home. David says her story is false, and he's countersuing for defamation of character.
What items do you claim are in the house that belong to you?
Well, a bike jack is one of them. And,
a bike jack?
Yeah.
Do you have her bike jack?
She is in possession of that. That was in the storage unit.
Okay. What's next?
The printer and the fax machine.
Printer and fax machine.
Yes, I do have that.
Okay, printer and fax machine. She's going to pick that up.
Okay.
Okay, what else?
He does have my truck key. I've asked for my truck
key.
Yeah, the key
You have
for
her
my
truck key?
Yes, I do, and she also has a spare key and remote control for my truck.
Okay, will you return that?
Yeah.
to him? Perfect. Could you give that to him, please? And do you have her truck key?
Yes, I do.
Here we go. This is so easy. Not even breaking a sweat. Have a sense, Mr. Page, you're just happy to have it over. The exchanging of the keys.
Phew.
What else?
That's the only thing I have proof of. Actually.
Perfect. Now, Mr. Page, what do you want to tell me, sir?
Basically, you're making it sound like this was just a sudden thing. We had had problems in the relationship for a long time.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Not Oprah. Got it?
Okay, what would you like me to...
I would like to know about your lawsuit, sir.
Okay.
You have a counterclaim.
Yes, when...
You want to tell somebody about your relationship? You go on Oprah.
When she moved out, she moved in with a friend of hers, and I had tried contacting her about some mutual property, and next thing I knew, I was getting a stalking petition against me.
What happened to that stalking petition?
I went to court for it, and her friend never showed up, so it was dismissed from court.
What do you mean her friend? What her friend?
It's her friend she was staying with. She's the one that pulled the stalking order.
Well, then,
Okay.
that's not defamation that you can attribute to her.
Well, basically, what happened after that, once this got thrown out of court, the police department at home had told me to try to contact her before going to small claims court about the storage unit. So I tried calling her twice at work after this stalking petition was over, and next thing I know, 2 days later, I get a restraining order. And this time it was her that filed it.
Can
So
I see it?
Yes, you can.
Do you have a copy of the petition that she filed, sir? What charges she made against you?
Yes, basically it's what she had told you, that I had put my arm on her neck. But this was a month and a half later that she filed this restraining order. The day previous to her filing
Okay, I
that
got
restraining...
it. What took you so long?
My friend had filed for the restraining order because he was calling her in 6
I'm not interested in your friend. I'm interested in...
Well, I was included on that restraining order, that's why. When she went and filed it, she asked if everybody in the family was included or in her house, and they said yes, so I was included. When she had problems at home with her family and stuff, that she couldn't go to the court date, so it was dismissed. So that's when I filed, because after that he kept calling me at work and harassing people at my work.
Have anything else you want to tell me?
Well, yes. the money I had paid on that storage unit, she locked me out of the unit right after I paid for another month on that storage unit, where I couldn't get a hold of my property out of that unit.
So?
I had some weightlifting equipment that was worth money in there.
Where is it?
Right now it's still in the unit because she only gave me 2 days to get it out once she switched it back to give me access to the unit on October 28th.
So now you have it. You have access to the unit so you can get
No,
your
I
weight
don't,
stuff
because
out?
she never paid for the other month on that unit. Now I would have to go in and pay another month on that unit to get my property, which I had paid on that unit in September.
How much money are we talking about for the month?
$68 a month.
$68. After 16 years, $68 is what
No,
it's about?
No, actually, I earned 3/4 of the income during that time. I raised her children.
You're
for all
absolutely
those
right.
years.
I just really want to know if you want me to bother with the $68.
Well, the $68, like I said, that's only a petty thing because that's what I had
It is
paid
petty.
on.
I'm glad you say it's petty. It is
Yeah,
petty. You
and
want me to bother with the $68? Did you lock him out of the storage unit?
I did at one point because...
Good, good. And it's going to cost you $68. On your complaint, you get the printer and the fax to be delivered in a box 5 days. She'll come and pick it up, or she'll come with a police officer to pick it up. How do you want her to deal with that?
He can bring it to my son's house. He knows where they live. He's been...
Is that good?
Okay, yeah.
Fine. Good. Printer and the fax, and you owe him $68 for the storage unit that you locked him out of. That's all. And then he can go pay for the $68 and get his weightlifting equipment. Good. Goodbye. Good luck. Have a happy life.
She always had a problem with serious jealousy over other women.
Jealousy and control on his issue.
Couldn't even speak to another woman without being accused of having something going on.
I finally smartened up and moved on.
Drop off the printer, and when I think of Vicky, I'll think, see you next Tuesday.